We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stutter and Craig. No, you don't get the 96-ounce Coke Zeros Blabs.
Yo, my androids, what's up?
And straight from the hood, Phoenix.
It's really enjoyable as an adult male to shit your pants.
And now, broadcasting from our homes around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. It is Friday, friends. Glad you're with us as we say, as my dad would always say, finish strong, Craig. Finish strong. Papa, we're finishing strong on a Friday. Here we are. Good to see you. I have never called my dad Papa in my life, but I'll tell you what, I guarantee this person has. Hello, Blabs.
Why would I call your dad Papa?
No, shut up, Blabs. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have never called my dad Papa either.
Oh,
this isn't Little House on the Prairie, my guy.
Papa?
Papa, can you hear me? What are we like in freaking Yentl, whatever it's called? No, like I'm not Barbara Streisand. Anyway, hi everybody, happy Friday.
Great to see you, Blabs. How's it going?
It's been busy, everybody, but it's been good. Good shit.
Papa? That's how I'm imagining you whenever you talk to your dad.
No, I just say dad.
Papa Blabs? May I please have some chiclets?
What?
I don't know. I imagine that's. I'm imagining you now as like a 1920s little like girl from England with her hand out, all poor with.
May I have some more?
May I have some more, Daddy, Papa?
Are you all right?
No. I'm
Did you take the drugs this morning?
You know, it's funny. I usually just have one of these little things.
Oh, you've had two.
I'm going on my second right now, so the
That's
caffeine
why
is,
you're a little retarded. Okay, I get it.
that is a big. Well, we've been called that once this morning already.
Yeah,
guys.
but like it's endorsed at this point.
It's
I
true.
agree.
We absolutely
Fully
endorse
endorsed.
it. Yes. It was, before the show, there was a dude on X yelling at us about how Side Scrollers is a bunch of, in his words, retards, and we said, "Yep."
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. Here on this wonderful Friday, glad you're with us. Joining us, I'm positive that this person has definitely said "Papa" to their dad before. Everyone, welcome Lady Decade to the show. Hello.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Oh no! Did you bust out a Freddy Got Fingered reference? Oh my God! Wow, we're gonna have a great show today. Labs, do you have any idea what Freddy Got Fingered is?
No.
You
I
will
mean,
by
I
the end of the
understand the reference. Like, I understand what's going on, some sexual thing, but I don't know where it's from. Like, some pop culture reference?
show. There's nothing sexual about this at all.
Getting fingered is not sexual? What are we
I'm
on
out.
here? Anyway, hi everybody, it's Friday. We're retarded and we're like it.
Oh, that'll go in the intro. All right, thank you very much. All right, let's see if this person has ever said "Papa" to their daddy. Hello, Vera.
It's a day already, huh?
It is a day.
It's interesting, that's for sure.
Hey, you can call us whatever you want, but I guarantee every show will at least be interesting, which is good.
It's true.
Vera, you've had an interesting couple days, haven't you?
I have. I've been forced to play 1348 Ex Voto. I've been talking about Marathon. It's been interesting.
Well, we're excited to get your thoughts on both of those games here today.
Happy
very, very
to give them. That's for sure. I'm totally excited to talk about these wonderful games again.
You are a beacon of happiness every time you appear on our show, Vera.
Sunshine and positivity. That's me.
That is her, and I love that about you. I really do. It's just wonderful. Well, thank you for being here. Speaking of somebody who I'm pretty positive. No. I'm going to guarantee this person has said "Papa" to their daddy and is also retarded. It's Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix.
Hi, everybody. I do call my daddy Poppy. I love him very much. Hi, everybody.
Wow.
You sound like
Happy?
It's What is happening, Phoenix? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no.
God. Well, we're now like of all the things we've done.
Now we're really canceled.
Phoenix just did it. We got canceled right there. That's it. Oh my God. Well, look, it's going to be a great show today. Very excited for our presentation. I don't even know what's happening today, but I'll tell you what I do want to do is I want to move you ladies around so we can get. We're going to look just like our thumbnail today. So when people show up, they can see exactly who they're looking at, which is great. But if you are new, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Join the 140,000 normal men who have found us over on YouTube, the 40,000 who have found us over on Rumble. Hey, everybody on Rumble. Great to see you at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Of course, you can find us over on Kick. You can find us on Spotify and anywhere else you find your favorite podcast. By that, we mean only Side Scrollers. You can find us there, which is great. Also, another reminder, today's a great day to join Side Scrollers Plus. You can try us out for free over at Side Scrollers Plus by using the promo code FREE. You get a free month. Give it a go. See how it feels. We are in the midst of our greatest console ever tournament. And I'll tell you what, the first round has been hot and heavy. I like it so much we made an asset for it. There it is right there. It's the greatest console ever tournament. It's happening right now. And after yesterday's intense battle, I'll tell you what, it got a little nuts. Yesterday's battle was the PlayStation 2 versus the Xbox 360. Vera, what do you prefer of the two?
That's a tough one. It really is because they're both amazing.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, I don't know, because there's so many amazing like horror games, like survival horror games on the PS2, but the 360 had so many like a lot of memorable games. I mean, they're both great. I can't pick.
Lady Decade, any thoughts?
Well, I was stupidly looking at something else and completely missed the question because I thought you.
One of us.
I love it. I love your
Happy Friday!
Lady Decade, what do you prefer, the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 2?
Oh, bloody hell. Probably PlayStation 2 out of those two.
Okay. All right. Well, that's who advanced yesterday was the PlayStation 2 in the battle of PlayStation 2 versus Xbox 360. It was quite a battle. Well, today it's going to be very, very intense. Phoenix, I would love for you to introduce today's battle as part of our Side Scroller Showdown. Everybody's been saying, well, Nintendo fans. Well, guess what? Today, you got to make a choice. Fire away, Phoenix.
Here you go. What's the wrong button?
Do it, Phoenix, go.
Instead, I meant this button.
In today's showdown, it is a battle of classic NES Nintendo consoles. It is the Nintendo Entertainment System versus the original Game Boy. Which one will advance? Let's go to that bracket real quick, Phoenix, and see what we got. As you can see, it is squaring off. This is the bottom half of the bracket on the left side. The NES versus the Game Boy. We don't know who they're going to be up against, but you'll find out later next week as this continues on. The NES, seen as a giant, just revolutionary console. But the NES may be the most revolutionary console of them all, potentially, as it is the third most bought console of all time. So NES versus Game Boy, you guys can vote with your Super Chats, Direct Donations, and Rumble Rants. Thank you very much, Phoenix, for that. Oh, look what he's got. That's nice. You've got both of them, as always. Phoenix, you've seen the bracket. Are there any consoles that are in the bracket that you do not have?
No, I think I have everything on here. And I want to say real quick, some people, like real true gamers, know that this is actually a very tough call. Because, but it depends on when you grew up and stuff. But the Game Boy, if you're unaware, had one of the greatest libraries of games, especially towards the later half of it. Some really, really strong games that you could argue that some were on par, if not better, than some of the NES games out there. So to me, this is a really strong competition. I'll be curious to see what the chat thinks.
Well, we'll find out. And by the way, you did say you have to be a true gamer to
Yes.
truly know right here.
Yeah.
Lady Decade, do you have any thoughts on the NES versus Game Boy?
Same as what Phoenix was saying. It's not an easy choice, but for me, it would be the Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
Same here.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
picking
see
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
you see.
you two must be true gamers. According to Phoenix over here, which is good.
You did it.
Wow, thank you for that. Blabs, do you have any thoughts? Have you played either the NES or the Game Boy before?
I have never touched them in my life. So unless we've done on Blab's Versus, then I can't help.
That's true. Good point. All right, well, good. So love to see that you have no idea what we're talking about today.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
That's what usually happens.
I think she played them both on Blab's Versus. You know,
Yeah,
like through
that's what I'm
via Switch Online and stuff.
Right.
Yes. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We're off to a great start. Armis came in with a pre-show frolic. Very excited for this. And look at this, Lady Decade. You're frolicking. As Armis came in with a $50 frolic.
And she's a little lost too.
Yeah, I am stacked there as well. That's fab. She's like, yeah.
Wow, you want let's see that again really
No,
quick.
yeah. Bloody hell, that's great.
She's very excited of that. Well, hey, give it up
I
for
need a
DB
boob
Wild.
job.
Right there. And we do have Vera's, obviously, frolic, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Armis, thank you very much for your support. We'll get you on the wall, just dropping a bomb before we got started. Tamamo came in with a 10, says, hey, three-part incoming. Haven't been able to catch you guys live recently, but I've seen mentions of Tencent, community managers, Pride, etc., etc. It got me thinking, is there a good example of these things playing out? One company, Digital Extremes, makers of Warframe and Soulframe, based in Canada, of all places, has been going 13 odd years. And in that time, Tencent has invested. The creative director became the new CEO, and the community director became the new creative director. Every single one of these lead to a net positive in terms of Pride. They do a small thing every year, but on the flip side, they do a yearly fundraiser for a cancer research, and they go harder on that. Shows their priorities and genuine intent to do good. They keep virtue signaling minimal and maximize impact. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for that. Big old messaging there to Mama. That's wonderful, and it's good to know. Love to see that. He followed up and says, where it all matters while listening to
He
players.
sent an essay.
Yes, that's okay. And creating a truly awesome game. Oh, and this can go to Lady Decade's choice. Sorry, Vera, my English doesn't like ginger people. My lawyer told me to explain this as a joke.
That needed chapters and an index.
I agree.
Lots of context. I appreciate that.
Well, I guess, Lady Decade, you're going to go to the Game Boy.
Yeah,
Or like-
they're
yeah.
going to go to the Game Boy.
All right, sounds good. Wes says, I disagree with Vera Dark about AC Hex. The game is about witches. They are known to engage in demonic activity gayness. And the demonic activate gayness is demonic. So it makes sense for this Assassin's Creed to be gay. Gayest. There we go. Thank you very much, Wes. So now you know all the witches are demonic and gay, apparently. Didn't they say they were going to cancel that or something?
No, they're working on that.
Oh, okay. No. I think one of the main guys stepped away or something like that. A game director.
Oh, the leadership for like Assassin's Creed and just the leadership at Ubisoft has been changing. So, especially now that it's being handed off to the creative house with Tencent.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. You knew there were going to be changes for sure.
Yeah.
Dak Forever came in with 5 for the NES. Paludan came in with 10. Says, tough one. Game Boy was revolutionary, but NES literally saved the entire video game industry. I got to lean towards NES because of the fact that the rest of the consoles wouldn't exist without the NES.
I agree with that, and I would say objectively it is the NES, but for me personally, it's just the Game Boy because there's so many amazing games like Pokemon Red and Blue, and then Link's Awakening and Metroid 2. Like there's so many amazing games on it that I personally like played the most.
And don't forget too that the Game Boy obviously made portable gaming
Right.
like a thing.
What it is today.
Yeah, I mean, so both were really influential in what they were trying to achieve there.
When I
I've
think
got
of,
two things on
yes,
that.
Lady Decade.
I disagree with it because the video game crash was regional to North America and did not happen in Europe. So we didn't have a video game crash here. we had a nice little ecosystem of microcomputers. And the second thing is the Game Boy. One of the reasons I like it so much is because it shows you, very much like with Gunpei Yokoi's thinking, that you can use dated hardware but maximize it to its full potential to make it last for a really long time. And it wasn't discontinued as a series of handhelds until 2003. Starting in 1989. The NES didn't last that long. It obviously got replaced quite quickly by the SNES.
Lady Decade just came in and dropped a bomb.
Good point.
She's
I
like,
am
"Hey."
dressed as a crusader at the moment, so
Yeah, we haven't even talked about how you're dressed today, which I love that you just showed up and we're like, oh, there's Lady Decade, and there she's dressed as a crusader. Well, get fucked, Americans. Get fucked. How you say? How you feel about that?
L
What do you think
plus
about that?
ratio.
That's right. Get fucked on. Quagmire came in with 5, says Game Boy if it's colored. If not, the NES. Well, that's the thing. It's just the Game Boy. So yes, Game Boy Color. Yes, absolutely. Boss Snake Master came in, says Vera, my condolences for playing 1348. Lady Decade and Craig was awesome, and Blaz and Phoenix are our beasts.
The
what is that?
Seshal?
I
The
don't know.
Seshal little boys?
Pistachio?
I've never even
Thank
heard that
you.
word before.
I'm a boy.
How much is that worth, by the way?
I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
Google. Hang on.
Well, thank you very much for that. That's for the
Thank
NES
you.
right there.
$5.13.
Let's go. Young Stove Cape says X-Ray
you.
Cat can only see through wooden doors. Anyways,
Yes.
the NES, many hours that my dad spent playing Mario and Mega Man. I have a Lego Game Boy for the NES. There's 5 for the NES. By the way, I was going to say, when I think of the Game Boy, my first, and isn't it amazing how like smells are tied to certain things, right? I did not own a Game Boy growing up, but my best friend who lived up the street, Kevin, his mom did. And his mom was a chain smoker, so much so that she had like oxygen. And I remember going to his house, and over at good old Kevin's house. You walk in, the place smelled like a fucking furnace. And she's just sitting there on her stool playing Tetris all day. That's all she did. She was like a 1980s, early 90s housewife. And she just sat on the stool playing Tetris, smoking her cigarettes, taking long drags all day. And I honestly probably lost 5 years of my life just going over to their house from the amount of smoke that I inhaled right there. So there's my thoughts when it comes to the Game Boy. The
Wow,
Tetris-
so some really positive thoughts on the Game Boy
Yeah,
there.
right?
Good Lord.
Really-
Smells like cancer.
That's right, really visceral right there. Dr. T.S. King says the NES must win. Nintendo brought console gaming back after it died with Atari. Well, not if you're European over here. Just letting you know there, Dr. T. Get fucked, America. Says no NES, no console gaming. While others know the GBA started the mobile gaming, that keeps me as a gamer. The NES should go for gold. There's 20 for the NES. 16-bit dude says my favorite franchise started on the NES. Long live Castlevania. NES is my vote. Fluffy Pro says Mario Land is my favorite Mario. Game Boy. Wow. Wow, this is nice. Gord O the Gamer came in with 20.
I like his name and his
Gordo.
avatar.
Oh, it's Gordo, not Gordo.
Yeah.
Gordo. Gordo the Gamer says, these are the two hand-me-down consoles that my dad owned. I'm choosing the Game Boy because it affected things outside of gaming with Pokemon. By the way, Vera, it may be hard to choose between PS2 and 360, but 360 got rolled. Yes.
Yeah, they're both amazing. So
SD0 says NES because it doesn't need a worm light. That's true, yeah. Dr. T.S. King says more money because of the Gunpei Yokoi reference. Nintendo lives in the shadow. More for the NES right there. Thank you very much, Dr. T. Ranger George says my money's on the Game Boy. So many long road trips as a kid were made bearable by the Game Boy. Vera, which is worse, 1348 or Bloom and Rage? Also, happy birthday, Phoenix.
I mean, 1348 is way worse just because it ran like trash and everything about it was trash. At least with Bloom and Rage, clicking the yes or no button worked and it didn't crash the game and break it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
By the way, real fast, did you
Yes.
you guys understood that X-ray cat thing, right?
I had no idea what you're talking about.
The chat before it said X-ray cat can only see through wooden doors. You didn't know what that was? was a Freddy Got Fingered reference. That was another one.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he
Okay.
would try X-ray cat, always see wooden door. You don't remember that? Nah, I just want
No,
to.
I don't.
Yeah. Love that movie.
I love that you're like, yeah, Freddy got.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I love it. That seems like a very you favorite movie right there.
Of course it is.
Maybe we should do a Blabs reacts to Freddy Got Fingered stream on Plus.
There never has there been a movie that will be hated more than that one. That will be an endurance test.
Blabs has been she's a beacon of sunlight, right? Until she sees Freddy Got Fingered. Like by the end of that show, by the end of her watching that movie, I could see her like 20 minutes in, like just leaving and coming back with a pistol, like brandishing it, like, and just kind of wondering what her life will be like.
Yep.
And then we can
Pretty
spend
much.
all of our time telling you to send the files to Geneva.
Yes. Yes.
References.
Helsinki.
Tamamo says, oh, and one more thing. Have a very gay Friday. I will, because we established last week Friday's the only day I'm gay, and have to make sure everyone knows it as the last tradition amongst gays. New challengers are welcome to duel as me, and my big mighty sword remains undefeated. And these lowly white knights were but knaves. This can only go to Lady Decade's choice. All right, Tamamo, there's a lot there, but good luck with your gayness today, as always. I guess that's 10 more for the Game Boy Advance, or the Game
Regular
Boy.
Game Boy.
Yes. Crumb says, a really tough showdown today. Both the NES and the Game Boy revolutionized what video games were for consumers. I have to go with the NES because who knows what gaming would look like without it. Yes. All right. Okay. We are going and blowing here. We will continue with your super chats on the bottom, but let's get a quick update real quick, Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure
And-
this seems pretty tight.
It is pretty tight, and I will say that this is where I actually think I'm usually pretty good at guessing this. Game Boy might be a late show kind of massive come in because there's a big strong community for. But anyway, here we go. We've got $92.12 for the NES and $59.98 for the original Game Boy.
Okay. Thank you for that, Phoenix. Appreciate it. All right. Excellent. So we'll see how this goes, and we do have more super chats coming in. We will absolutely scroll some of them if they're related specifically to the chat, to the showdown. We will scroll them on the bottom. Otherwise, we will make sure they read them if they're on topic right there. And we appreciate all your thoughts on this. Before we get into the news today, I do think it's very important to. We were going to have a show and tell segment 2 weeks ago. Lady Decade, do you still have that available to you?
Yes.
Okay. This is a quick reference to a post that Phoenix made, which I've never seen these things compared before, but Phoenix naturally would. This right here is saying
yes.
the Virtual Boy is greater than sex.
Or so I've heard. Yeah.
I know. You've only worn the Virtual Boy on your face, and
That's
it.
correct. Yeah.
That's good.
I hear great things about sex, though. Can't wait one day. Here's
One
for
day,
hoping.
You'll
Here's
get
for
there.
hoping.
You'll get there. But Lady Decade, did you have something that you wanted to show to
Yes,
Phoenix?
well, a month ago, this arrived early.
Atta girl.
Yep, it was lovely. It arrived on my husband's birthday, so I was like, I won wife awards that day.
Have you
So,
played
yes.
it yet?
No, we haven't opened the box or anything yet. It's
Oh my
literally just
God.
been sitting gloriously on a shelf, looking beautiful in the background.
Wow.
Phoenix, your thoughts on seeing that in box?
Sacrilegious, because I mean that's like having the most greatest meal in front of you, and you're not tearing into it. I mean, the Virtual Boy is one of the greatest consoles of all time, nay, the greatest console of all time. And I will say, Decade, do you have the original?
Yes, I do.
You do- Okay.
Where is it?
Well, you don't need to get it if you don't want
Well,
to.
you don't have to get it, but I was going
Might
to
be a
say,
bit
like,
beyond my reach. I am a bit vertically challenged.
it actually does a good job. I have to say, like, it actually is very close. If you've never had a Virtual Boy, it's like 98% there. So you can experience it now.
I have so many questions about this. First and
Yeah, I'm
foremost,
ready.
why are we having a greatest console ever tournament if you've already established that this is the greatest console ever?
Well, little do you know, I already have an asset that at the end, no matter who wins, I know exactly who's winning. So don't you worry about it. And it'll be our entire show will be presented in a blinding red light.
Oh, good.
We got some Eugene Acker insider trading going on.
Vera, you're the biggest hardcore gamer I've ever met. Your thoughts on the Virtual Boy?
I don't have a lot of thoughts on the Virtual Boy, to be
Ouch.
honest. Yeah, I know.
Yikes!
I've always wanted one.
Yes.
Are you going to download
I mean, I've used one before, but it wasn't mine. I don't actually own one, but now I feel like I'm legally obligated to go to eBay and probably spend a massive amount of money on one.
So
They can be a bit of a pain because there's some of the bits and pieces inside of them can be loose or just stop working. So some of the stereoscopic stuff inside of my one doesn't work, and because I'm in England, I don't have the ability to just easily replace it.
Yeah,
and
that's why
make
I've
sure it
always been
definitely works.
afraid of buying one. I would buy one from somebody I knew that had one, but buying online, something like that,
Craig?
sounds a little worrying.
Thank you, Phoenix. Appreciate that. And I'm sorry to interrupt there. I was just curious. When it comes to the Switch 2 version of this, right? Is there some sort of like you got to put it in a box or something, and it's like right there up on your face? What is preventing you from just playing the Virtual Boy like with your controller? I don't understand. Can you not just play the games, or does it have to go into the Virtual Boy headset thing?
Say that again. So the way it works is you can put your Switch 1 or 2 inside it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But you
And
don't
then
need to
you-
put it inside for it to work, right? The games will still show up on the Switch too, right?
Yeah, it's a very small square within the screen. There's two of them. You're going to see two squares
Hold on.
because it's got to do 3D. It takes two screens.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Okay. You guys, I'm getting my Switch. I'm downloading this right now. Hold on.
Attaboy.
You just talk amongst yourself.
Attaboy.
It's one of those bits where I'm like, oh, I've opened the box and now I regret.
1 second.
Oh, is everybody getting their stuff? Oh, I don't have one.
It's a
but-
party. Yeah, I don't have one either.
I don't
but-
have one. I do have one of these.
I'm proud of you, Blabs. No. That is the most Blabs item I've literally ever seen in my life.
Like, shit, man, what do I do? I gotta stall.
Like you in the party as a bard with that.
Yeah, anyway, that's all I got.
That is very you.
I thought I should show something off too, and this was the closest thing. We'll pretend this never happened. The men are back.
Oh, the
right.
strange ways I store things is not good.
Now, Craig, you could play it if you wanted to have a small 2 screens on there, but then you're missing the whole virtual reality aspect and the piercing red light that blinds you, but it's worth it.
Okay, I'm literally downloading it right now. I'm downloading the Virtual Boy. I have it. I want to see this, exactly what this looks like. Because if this is 2 tiny little screens on here and you have to hold this right here on your fucking face, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, you're putting it in you put it in this thing,
Yeah.
and then you see a world of imagination right before your eyes.
Hold on. So I have
You
to buy
haven't
that-
seen the video or like the image of like DSP using it?
Oh, we watched that with him
Yeah, we did.
describing the
Yeah.
game.
Okay, this is dumb as shit.
It's
Right?
not dumb as shit.
No,
it's
this
magical.
is dumb as shit.
No, it's
This
not.
is dumb as shit. This is what it looks like.
That
That's
is
dumb
correct.
as shit. I'm sorry. The fact that I
Why?
have to go like I have to look like fucking Dark.
No,
Side
you
Phil
don't.
and-
You're not supposed to play with it held to your face. You get the.
I
You have to
know.
get. You have to get the.
He says he
add-on.
knows, but he doesn't know.
I know. You got to put it in the thing. You got to put it in the thing and do it. You got to go. Look,
Right, but then remember-
I'm looking at the game. This is dumb as shit.
No,
the fact
then
that
it
Craig,
magnifies.
explain what you see.
Homeboy.
I
wait,
see all the games. I
Okay,
see all
hold
the
up.
games. I can pick the games. This
You're
is dumb
literally.
as shit.
You're literally describing a virtual reality headset. That is what a virtual reality headset looks like inside the thing.
I want the full thing. I don't want to write 2 little. I don't want the virtual experience. I just want to play the fucking games without the
No,
virtual
because then you're
experience.
not playing the. You're
So
not
why do
playing
you
it.
want to use the Virtual Boy?
I think the Virtual Boy is retarded.
Incorrect.
Okay.
That is incorrect.
Well,
I've always thought the.
Takes
And
a
you're gonna be-
retard
you're gonna
to
be
know a
very
retard?
disappointed by the end
I've got
results
something
of
cool
this
that
show.
you like. I've got something cool you like.
I'm dumb.
Have you ever played Street Fighter in it? Oh man, Woo.
Street Fighter's not in it.
Yeah, there is, dog.
Hang on, I need to put my ears back
Yeah,
in.
there is. There's a Street Fighter. They made a port of it to it. It's illegal, but they made a port of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, look.
Whoa, whoa, hold
Oh,
on.
man. Hashtag very jealous. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you remember when you gonged me for saying that I was in Bangkok? I bought that in Bangkok.
Yeah. Is that what you got while you were there?
Yeah, got a lot of stuff in Bangkok. It's a great
bet
name
you-
for a
I
city,
bet
isn't
you
it?
Did. I bet you did. Okay, look, my thing about, this is, I want to be able to look at the games like I would look at any other game. You know, that's my thing.
No, but that's not. But then you're not playing it right.
Who cares?
I care because that's not the experience. That's not what the Virtual Boy is.
No. Who the hell cares?
I don't
wanna-
understand Craig's argument here. He's saying he doesn't want to play it this way when that's the way you're supposed to play it.
Yeah,
I
like
wanna be able to
Wario
play
Land.
like any other game.
Banger, as the kids say.
I just want to play like any other game. That's all.
But it's a different experience.
We got all the things. That one.
I guess I just need. What is this?
That's like demanding that Wii Sports have a regular controller. It doesn't make. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But Phoenix.
But
I'm saving the best till last.
Yeah, but look, I'm
I'm holding it
demanding.
upside down.
I'm demanding that everybody
Ooh,
bend to
nice.
my will. That's what I'm demanding right here. Oh, we got more. Hold on.
I've got one more after this.
Wow. Oh, keep going.
I have all these, just not in boxes. Very nice.
This is my favorite.
Oh, there it is. Wow. Atta girl. Wow.
Okay. Wow. Look at you.
Hashtag fucking jealous. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going
Wow.
to get in trouble for messing with the display now. I touched the things.
All I want to do is make sure that the entire internet bends to my thoughts and my will.
Well, here's the good news. They did, and so did the world because it sold, I think, like 5 units. So
Yes. All right. Well, just look, I'm just saying, if you're going to go through the whole process of porting something to the Switch 2, why not just also make it available so you can play it on your TV?
because it's not like it would be hard to play.
Who cares?
Well, I
because
kinda
when they
would.
do a shitty job of changing it, people will then complain that it's a shitty job, even if it's the best job that they could do, because that wasn't originally the way it was intended to be played.
I also am complaining, so it's okay. I'm going to complain about
I'm gonna complain and you're gonna shut
So-
up and just consume the content.
Here's my biggest issue with it. I don't want to have to buy a $90 headset to
You don't
play
need
the
to.
games that I've already bought a subscription to play it. That's all.
Well, so like here's the problem. So like the Game Boy, the Virtual Boy is 2 colors, right? You basically have like red and black as for the most part. Okay, there's most of those games are very hard to play without depth. Like you would be lost on some of those games because you need to be able to see the actual depth that's happening, and you're not
got
going to
it.
get that from 2 colors.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So then Nintendo will be putting out, as was just stated, you're putting out a product that people are going to be like, this is inferior. I don't even know how to play this. I hate this. And so it reflects poorly on the game because it's being played the wrong way.
Well, then you let people know that. You say, hey, this is not how the game was meant to be played initially, and we're porting it so more people can enjoy it. Instead, they're saying, buy this $90 piece of plastic. Like, I've already bought the fucking cardboard, right? I bought the cardboard. That was a giant waste of my money. The $300 cardboard I bought, whatever it was, for the Switch. Remember that came out? Oh, we got cardboard, and we bought it. We're like, hey, we made the little... So stupid. I'm tired of the needless peripherals. That's all.
Well, it's not a needless peripheral. It's a wonderful gaming console, arguably the greatest. And so what you're getting there is a lifetime of fun and retinal damage.
Oh, well, that's good. That's great. Oh my! Here we go. Ranger George says Craig ranting about the Virtual Boy without realizing he has become DSP as peak content. I'm saying I don't want to be DSP. I want to be able to show you the gameplay on the screen instead of describing of all the fun. Look, I'm gonna go through the door and here. I don't want to do that. That's all. That's all I'm
Because
saying.
you're holding it the way that no one would ever hold it. That's not how you play the
It's
game.
not about how me holding it here. It's about the representation of it being 5 inches or 5 millimeters from my face. That's all.
It's not. It appears as a big screen to you, and you just have to try. You'll see.
I think what your concerns are, I think a lot of people probably feel like that, but I think what you'll find is if you actually shut up and give it a go.
There you go.
You'll be very pleasantly surprised at the experience.
No. I'm just gonna
Wario
complain
Land.
about
You
it.
tell me that Wario Land is not an incredible game. You got to play that.
I'm just gonna complain about it. Yeah, that's all. That's all.
You're gonna be like this. It's difficult. I need my glasses. It hurts.
That's right. That's right. I get made fun of when I wear my glasses. So look, that's the worst thing about it, right here.
Hey, I miss Rachel Maddow.
Epsilon Sama says, I'm with Craig. The best way to play Virtual Boy games is on the homebrew 3DS running the Virtual Boy emulator Red Viper. You can even play the games in grayscale. Put my money on the Game Boy, by the way. Thank you very much, Epsilon Sama. Irakias says, seems like Evil Craig has a job to return to ranting about the Virtual Boy. Let's go.
But just to everyone that agrees with you already, though.
That's right. Commodore Fan says, Craig, I'm nearly blind in my right eye, and the Virtual Boy gives me a headache within 5 minutes. But even I know the Virtual Boy is what it is. Stop being a whiny bitch and deal with it. No. Tiddly says, I can't believe hearing Phoenix defending the Big N, nickel and dime my game experience with the Virtual Boy. I agree with Craig. Fight me. Another 5 for the NES. Thank you, Tiddly.
It is like being cross with a cow for being a cow, isn't it? You know what it is.
Amish Top Gun says, only one of the consoles provided us with the fight of the century, while White Tyson versus Craig, NES for the win. Thank you so much. Yeah, good old White Tyson right there. And then 10 Shell says, I bought the new Virtual Boy Virtual Console. The original is the only console I've ever owned. Totally worth it. And I've got the Game Boy with the Game Boy Color. So put this on the NES. All right, and then 10 Shell.
That was a roller coaster of emotions right there. Wow.
Giant curveball right there. And we have Professor Plaguebat says, it was an experience growing up in the NES craze. The leap from the Atari VCS and its contemporaries was mind-blowing for my 5-year-old brain. The old black box games with pixel graphics artwork are iconic. I agree. Thank you so much, Professor Plaguebat. All right, we'll get to more of your Supers, Direct Donations, and Rumble rants as we continue on. Sorry, the Virtual Boy conversation is a very important one that needs to be had pretty much constantly on the show. So
critical.
We'll do that. Yes, extremely critical. Also critical, my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard News.
No other show on the internet will deliver you Virtual Boy conversations like us. None. And I appreciate that about our show. All right, I wanted to start off talking about, Asmongold, obviously, he's a giant streamer. We all know who he is. This is not a hot take, but I think it should open up a conversation here. He's talking about he's calling it a timeline shift that happened when Elon Musk bought X. And I wanted to react to this. I think we all agree with this sentiment. As a matter of fact, I think we've actually said this exact same thing on the show, that Elon Musk buying X was probably one of the biggest business and cultural moves possibly ever.
Gigantic. Arguably saved us as a nation of freedom of speech.
Right. So let's see what Asmongold has to say. It's about a 4-minute clip. We can stop and go as you guys see fit. Just feel free, as always, just to say stop when you want to chime in.
If Elon Musk had not bought Twitter, I think that we would be living inside of the same cancel culture hellhole that we existed in before. I think the truth is that if Elon didn't buy Twitter, we would probably be still talking about how people need to get, their next booster shot. People need to get this next thing. It's scary. Yeah, no, think about it. Because Elon buying Twitter was the crack in the dam of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And for the longest time, you could not express yourself on any platform. Instagram was censored. Facebook was censored. TikTok was censored. YouTube was censored. Twitter obviously was censored. Reddit was censored. So there was no place.
Still are, by the way. Several of those platforms still are.
Yeah.
Reddit in particular is still a giant echo chamber here.
I can actually give a great example of Instagram still doing the censorship on the most stupid thing ever. If you say the words, "you are trash," they will automatically ping you and say, "This looks like something that has been reported previously by other users. Do you want to edit that?" And if you click no and you post it anyway, Instagram will automatically hide it.
That's
You are
ridiculous.
trash. That statement got my comment hidden.
Oh, that was with. That's when you commented on that one post. You did it on the show, I believe, right?
No,
Yeah,
that was another post that got
Oh.
hidden.
How often are you
I
telling
get
people they're
censored
trash
quite
on
often.
Instagram, Blabs?
I get quite censored on Instagram.
Golly.
We need to
against black
silence
influencers.
Blabs.
Yes, especially against black influencers, for sure.
Oh my God.
Unbelievably racist. It's funny he talked about Reddit, though. I actually think Reddit has gotten worse since Elon has bought X. Like that's
Well, yeah,
where-
the cockroaches all scrambled over there.
Right. All right, let's continue to see continue his thought process.
It's on the internet where people with these minds could come together and congregate and have an opinion on anything. And I think that what that led to is that basically there was a complete shutdown on that ideology. And if it wasn't for Elon effectively strong-arming and buying Twitter and saying, no, this isn't going to happen, I think that we would still be living in that world. We would still have to pretend like there's more than two genders. We would still have to pretend like, crime is a socioeconomic problem. We would still have to pretend and engage with all of these bad faith ideologies constantly. And so, no, and that's the reason why I've been very, very favorable towards Elon. I don't care about Path of Exile. Oh, he had somebody play his account in PoE. I don't give a fuck about that. The guy saved freedom of speech.
It's a pretty broad take, but I mean, we've dunked on Elon as well. But dude, who really cares? Yeah, he said you save freedom of speech at the end of the day. That's a pretty damn good thing. Vera, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you agree with this sentiment?
I mean, I do agree that there has been much less ideological censorship on X since Elon Musk took over, especially, considering how heavily censored the platform was with topics like COVID-19 and the 2020 election. But I do think that X still has a pretty big problem, and that's with their visibility filtering, which ultimately just shadow bans people because the algorithm that they use does restrict the reach of certain content still. And so I wouldn't say that like free speech has been saved, but I do think that X has gotten considerably better under his leadership.
I think that depends who you ask, because all those on Blue Sky say that it's become a racist hellhole that that doesn't represent society, right? I don't know. What your thoughts on this, Lady Decade?
Well, for me, I feel like I don't agree that any private company or corporation or whatever should be able to supersede the laws of the land. That being said, I live in England, so my freedom of speech is not the same as your freedom of speech.
You already have a massive hurdle to overcome.
So from my point of view, I stopped really using Twitter a few years ago. I only go on there so I can see whether Blabs has sent me a DM. So that's my reason for going on there. But it's also a very good source of information that it wouldn't have been a few years ago. When I was still using Twitter, I used to really watch what I was saying, especially because of the community that I used to be a part of with regards to my video content creation. Could be very, very, very snippy. They still are. But I just feel like, to be honest with you, Twitter was one of those places where everyone was way too sensitive. I don't like it when people cover everything with their immediate emotions that they're feeling in that immediate moment. I'm very much a person who feels like you need to sit and scrape past that, get to the logic, because the logic is where the truth is. And if Elon's managed to bring that back onto X, then all the better. But I think if people think that it's an absolute haven for freedom of speech, I don't think that's the case. I don't think any privately owned company, as it stands at the moment, is going to be completely free. You have to work within the rules of the platform. Like, we're restricted on YouTube. Can't say what you want on there, can you? Right.
Well, it's interesting because X. Well, let's continue with what Asmongold is saying over here, because there's a little bit more.
He did. And I think anybody who's not willing to acknowledge that is being totally dishonest. Elon buying Twitter completely was a timeline shift. He totally shifted the timeline by doing that. And you can see now, as soon as that happened, every other platform changed because all of those people that were being pushed down, and again, that is a glitch in the matrix that a, super like billionaire buys one of the biggest free speech platforms, says, I don't give a fuck about making any money on this, and then lets people say anything that they want. This is not something that's like, random, or sorry, well, it is random, but it's not something that's like within the scope of what you can even expect to have happen. The Glaze, I think he deserves it. I do. I will always be thankful for that.
Do you remember when Elon Musk bought X? What's the first thing that he did when he bought X? Do you guys recall?
Brought the sink.
He brought the sink. What's the second thing he did?
Oh.
Didn't he unban Donald Trump or something?
He fired 80% of the staff. He fired like everybody. He went in and he just hacked and slashed. He looked at numbers. He said, well, this doesn't need to happen. And everyone's like, uh-oh, Twitter's going to fall apart. And you know what? It actually ran just fine. And it's been running just fine.
As someone who may or may not have been potentially an employee there, who may or may not have seen the insides, you could have went 10% even more above that you probably could have fired. All useless. Just people lounging around bullshit. Yeah.
Interesting.
So 90% of AAA video game studios nowadays.
We've said that, man. We've talked about how, and I remember when that happened, we specifically said the idea that like you could do this exactly. I think we said you could Elon Musk video game companies, and this would happen. This goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. That interview from Activision Blizzard. I don't recall his name. I'm blanking on it.
Jeff Kaplan.
Yes, the Kaplan interview where he was talking about how if they don't generate $1 billion, then they're going to fire 1,000 people. And I looked at the numbers associated with that, and there was only like 200 people working on Overwatch. So that means of the 1,000 people that are being fired, 80% of them aren't working on Overwatch. They're doing something else. So like that says to me, bloat is a big deal right there. Let's go ahead and continue here with his thoughts on this.
Will always respect Elon for that. And I think anybody who doesn't is so naive and short-sighted. It is insane. I am totally glazing him for that. Absolutely. I think it's amazing that he did it. And I don't know why anybody would even disagree. I mostly agree, but I also hate seeing those weirdos posting their opinions now. Well, those weirdos' opinions.
Well, I love that statement. Like, I hate to see people having opinions that I don't like. That's what that person pretty much just said. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, they want to live in an echo chamber.
Oh,
Go to Blue Sky then.
100%. These people want to erase individualism and push their collectivism and their cult-like mentality. That is all they are focused on.
I hate seeing those weirdos have an opinion. I hated when those weirdos couldn't have an opinion. I hated when I couldn't say what I wanted to say on social media without, like, I remember, I think I actually, I actually quit X at one point. I was like, I'm done. I had like 50, 60,000 followers at one point. I was like, fuck it. I don't even want to deal with this shit anymore. It was so gross. Or Twitter at the time. It was just so like, it felt so restrictive. It felt like wearing a straitjacket every time you wanted to have an opinion. And I did not like that at all. And to hear somebody like, those weirdos having an opinion, fuck off. Fuck off with that. Unbelievable. All right, let's finish up this last little bit here.
Opinions used to be undisagreeable. Like you weren't allowed to disagree with those weirdos before. Those weirdos had a complete like lockdown on all discourse. No.
Oh, that's interesting because the person was saying, I hate seeing those weirdos, meaning the psychos. Like that's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate byproduct of freedom of speech is that you do need to see everybody's and you do have everybody's input. And it goes back to the idea of maybe everybody shouldn't have the ability to spout and yell from the rooftops. But with true freedom of speech, you do allow them the opportunity to more or less hang themselves. Right?
Yeah, no, you always want that. It is way better to be aware of what culturally is going on, what the good, the bad, the ugly, you name it. It's good to have that out in the open as opposed to in the shadows when you don't know what's going on. So it's always a plus to have absolute, as close to as freedom of speech as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's finish this up here because I think this is like a really interesting conversation.
Nobody was able to say anything to contest those weirdos, like those people that think that, you know, like they think that they're. Remember whenever Twitch put that person in charge of the Trust and Safety Council
The deer.
that thought that they were like a deer?
Yep.
I mean, this is a mental illness. It's obviously a mental illness, and anybody who's pretending like it's not is engaged.
Is engaged in what, Asmon Cold? What? All right. Well, here we go.
In a lie. So at a certain point back then, everybody had to play along and say, wow, that's crazy. Wow. Now we don't have to do that anymore. But Twitch has become increasingly less that way. Do you remember back a few years ago, whenever people were afraid of even saying the word retarded? Like, I mean, if I did my streams the way that I do right now, if I did that 3 years ago, I would get permanently banned. I would be. 4 years ago, if I did this in 2021, I would be permanently banned in one day.
Man, there's truth in that, and we've seen this trickle down onto YouTube as well. They've loosened up the straps a little bit with some of the verbiage that you can use and things that you can say on it. It's obviously not a true freedom of speech platform, but you know, we if you recall, just a few short years ago, there were definitely things that you could and could not say when you were on this platform, when you were on YouTube, right? I think we all experienced that at some point. So I don't know. I think this is like a really interesting conversation of the butterfly effect, and even like small changes like community notes. Like it's such a simple idea of removing the fact checkers, letting the community be the fact checkers. I think that's been a really great addition. Do you guys have any? I don't know, the additions that have been made to X since Elon Musk has taken over, outside of the free speech aspect of it. Do you guys have a favorite feature or?
Yeah, community post is nice.
Community post. Mm-hmm. Vera, I bet you like the monetization on X.
The monetization's good. I'm also part of the community notes program, so I can community note people that are being absolute doofuses, which is always fun. That's for sure. But unfortunately, with that comes a bit of a war, because behind the scenes in that program, there are people that will just try to community note things without actually having facts, because if your post gets community noted, you lose monetization on it. And so they will try to hit literally anything that's getting traction.
So there's almost activism taking place inside.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
program.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy. And it makes sense.
Activism is everywhere.
Oh, it is. Yes, 100%. Wow. But it's very bad, because they know that if a post is getting, let's say, 5 million views and 20,000 likes, if they successfully community note it, that's it. You don't make any money off of it. And so for people that do social media full time, and for people that do make a living off of these platforms, that is a way that you can really hurt your, as they call it, opponents. They just view you as an opportunity to like hurt your livelihood and get a win over you that way.
Wow. Have you had anything pop off that has been community noted that didn't allow you to monetize?
Not really, no.
Okay. I know, because the monetization is not exactly stellar on X. It's not like a...
No, it's not, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, like I got charged for my X premium the other day. It was like $10 or whatever, but I made like, $80 for posting. So that's like a great investment. That's pretty good stuff. Anyways, I don't think anybody can not point to the idea of between Musk buying Twitter and the new administration, there hasn't been a giant cultural shift in the last 2 years, for the better, I might add. And some people would argue the other way, but they're idiots who hate free speech. So there's that. Lady Decade, any closing thoughts on that?
I think it's certainly had the butterfly effect, hasn't it? It would be interesting if we could look into like a crystal ball and find out whether things like Concords would have failed as hard if you were still conditioned to having to watch what you were saying, or just other games that come through that are atrocious pieces of shite that are supposed to be for the modern audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my playthrough of 1348 Ex Voto and all the posts I made on it. I would be banned because of those. That's for sure.
Well, we're in a better timeline now with the timeline shift. So that's great news. Also great news is Phoenix. I'm gonna roll this frolic from you because we do have 5 gifted memberships coming in from UDLS Levi over here. 5 gifted memberships to the community over here on YouTube. And Phoenix, you're gonna love this. This just was delivered our way by DB
I
Wild.
see it.
Yes. Yes.
Phoenix frolicking in his virtual boy. There we go. What a stud, huh? What a
Yeah,
stud.
especially in 3D. Yeah. Wow.
It only would have been better if you could just have it this far away from your face the entire time. You could see it so much better. All right, Bryce, why don't you read some of these supers while I get the next story pulled up?
Yeah, so I actually have to read this one out loud because speaking of YouTube censorship, YouTube keeps denying this statement, which is insane. So Hippie Tree Hugger on Kick sent $10 saying doom scroll on X or Twitter long enough and you'll find uncensored bestiality and child diddling. And somehow YouTube decided to hit that one multiple times. So I couldn't put that in. But thank you for your 10. Taker for 10 says, I remember seeing the Virtual Boy on display at Toys R Us back in the day. Its creator, Gunpei Yokoi, was fired from Nintendo due to its failure and was later killed in a car accident in 1997. RIP. Damn.
R.I.P.
Horrible.
Suffer for 10 says, not a simp. Wow, such beautiful ladies in the panel today. Yes, including you, Emmy. Thank you. Craig, sorry to hear you don't like the smell of your friend's Game Boy after you sniffed it. Happy birthday, Phoenix. NES, please.
Thank you very much. How much was
10
that for?
Yes, 10. Okay, Karnicus sent us an essay, so I'll start from this one. For 10, he says, a full month of promoting of gay stuff every June is not a little thing. Warframe has been steadily adding gay characters since Tencent's investment. Then he says, for another 10, they literally had an entire story section that was about gay lovers' quarrel. Warframe recently added romance options you could do regardless of sex. They had to shoehorn in an adult character. Thank you for that. Then for another 10, he says, to make it work, because the original story was about godlike forever kids fighting in galactic wars. Mind you, the game is rated mature. Game Boy for the win. So that's 30 for the Game Boy.
Wow.
Because that was all of his. Thank you very much. Bentley for 10, which, by the way, I feel like we missed the frolic before with that 50 that came in from Bentley.
We did.
No, Nintendo, actually.
Yes.
So I'm going to go and grab Vara. Here you go. And I'm going to hide that real fast.
Fuck off.
Frolic. Bentley for 10 says, by the way, Craig, why are you off camera?
Oh, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Anyway, here's 10 for the NES just for having the best games in the unlicensed Bible games. The Fam and I Exodus on the NES, and it was a good time listening to Father Abraham over and over. Hashtag Montez. So that's 10 for the NES. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ, you guys have been really supportive. Type in for 10 says, this is for Vera's choice because my Scandinavian ancestors won't let me hate a redhead.
It's Game Boy.
All right, 10 for Game Boy. CL for 11 euros says, the reaction to Vera's marathon stream is a harassment campaign against women and shows why we desperately need more women in video games to combat toxic masculinity. This joke got censored, by the way. Thank you for the 10, or 11, I should say. Striker for Hire for 10 says, Craig, don't be a baby. All that cigarette smoke probably helped build your immune system. Just 10 for Game Boy. Thank you. Power Keg, Greg. What, you guys seeing this? There it is. Okay, gonna have to go with Nintendo. And remember, if there's no cheese on a cheese sandwich, then it's basically 2 slices of bread. And we wouldn't want that, would I could lose all of this. You forgot the rest of the sentence. Thank you.
Which Nintendo?
Yeah, which Nintendo? Anyway, Marmalin for 10 says, he's a real character. He's a real character. He's a real character. He's a real character. Game Boy, thanks for the 10. Vescabina for 10 says, tough. I'm the same age as the Game Boy. It's great, but have to go with my first console, NES. Also want to recommend another guest called Lamatod. All right, screen grabbing. Thank you. Okay. Trauma Tuna for 10 says, I grew up with a Game Boy Pocket. It was green. Give this to the Game Boy. Also, hail the Lady Crusader, Deuce Volt. Thank you. Romer for 10 says, tough choice here. I grew up with the Great Britain. I was going to say Great Britain. Game Boy Color and Pokemon. But Ness had better challenges.
Britain on the brain.
Yeah, that every time I see GB, I just think Great Britain. Challenging games to help grow up with mentally and physically. Ness for the win. P.S. Cereal is not soup and Olive Garden is delicious. This man has
Clip it.
mental derangement. It's fine.
Oh, nice.
Thank
She
you for
said
that.
it. You heard it. You heard it. She said it.
No. Shut up, Craig. You're not even on camera, you little bitch boy, but you virtual boy. Young Stoops says, hey, Phoenix, listen to my hooves.
My hooves, my beautiful hooves.
You're right.
That's another, everyone's doing Freddy Got Fingered references today.
I love it.
I had a virtual boy. Teleroboxer and Mario Tennis were my jams. Sad I sold it for the NES, because why not? That's 5 for the NES. That's 2 for the NES, says just never been a big handheld guy. And then a Rufflecopter for 5 says, reminder that DEI Sim Manager's out today. Happy birthday, Phoenix. Put this on the NES. NES for 5, and we're caught up for now. Thank you.
Okay, let's get an update real quick before we move on to our next story. And happy birthday, Phoenix. What
you.
do we have right now in our
we
battle
go.
of the NES versus the Game Boy? Oh, it is still very attainable.
It is, yeah. $254.12 for the NES and $157.97 for the Game Boy. Again, my prediction is towards the end of the show, towards that 5-minute countdown, I think that's where you see the Game Boy have a major comeback. We'll see.
All right, thank you very much, Phoenix. Appreciate that. All right.
We need that Viagra to kick in. Come on, Game Boy.
You need a
yeah,
4-hour erection over there, which is good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, holy crap, this just came in. We're real fast. I want to make sure we get Andrew. Andrew says, you forgot your rule. YouTubers like you all played revealing truth. Like Rod Sterling, your creative adaptation and resilience against censorship were vital in overcoming suppression and bringing us to this point. Take the compliment. Thank you.
Thank you
Andrew,
very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Not everybody appreciates that. And as a matter of fact, we saw that. I mentioned that we saw that before the show started. We were called a bunch of retards.
I mean, it's fair, though.
Which we do fully accept and
They
appreciate.
do have a good point on that. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Andrew, let's get you on the wall, my man. Let's go. Let's get you right there. I'll get you on the wall in just a minute. All right. Greatly appreciate that, Andrew. All right, let's move on. Phoenix, you are a big fan of the new Resident Evil game, Requiem, correct?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Very on a scale of 1 to 10, what'd you think?
I gave it 8.5, I believe. I think that the second half had a couple of problems, but I thought overall it was really good.
Lady Decade, did you get a chance to play Requiem at all?
I am far too much of a scaredy cat to play that. So I will watch Let's Plays or I'll watch someone else play it.
It's a rough
But,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, if you don't
It's,
like horror, it's a rough one.
Okay.
This is the thing. I do like horror. I just can't play it. I get like sweaty hands and then I will throw the controller.
Yeah.
What if we made an entire series about you just playing scaredy cat games like that? I think that'd be pretty fun. Just saying. Well, maybe Lady Decade, since you watch do Let's Plays and stuff, maybe you'll be watching JacksepticEye's playthrough of it because he was playing it. He has multiple parts of his playthrough of Requiem on his channel. But unfortunately, part 4 of it got dinged from YouTube moderation, and he is not happy about it. And he said, this courtesy of Dexterity says, telling me that I'm swearing, telling me that it's graphic video, but a lot of other people aren't getting age restricted for the same thing right here. So it's almost like, he's seeing some issues right here when it comes to this.
It's almost like this has been a problem for years and people only call it out when it affects them.
Right? Let's go and see what he had to say. By the way, this is a phenomenal screen grab right there. Blabs, would you please grab that screen grab for me, please, so I can use it in a thumbnail? Because that is really good. Let's see what he had. Thank you. Let's see what he had to say about this.
So what's frustrating to me in all of this is that first you told me that I was getting hit by all of this because of language. I got limited ads because of that. And you didn't really give me any other stuff. It was just super vague. And if anything, most of it was wrong.
I got to be honest. He sounds like one of us. Jacksepticeye, did he just... But is YouTube throwing down the base card on Jacksepticeye because he's figuring out that that the moderation on YouTube is pretty trashy over here? Interesting. Play.
About where the swearing ended up being, but it's super vague. I don't know what you mean by that. I'd like point to an example. At least when you get hit by a copyright claim, it points exactly where it is. You can cut it out, move on. There's an editor on YouTube. For any of you who don't do YouTube or don't know about it, you can literally go in and re-edit a video after it's gone up. So if something in the video is deemed inappropriate, you can pull it out, it gets reprocessed, and then that flag gets taken off your video. It's a great system. It's wonderful. It's the same with music. If you have music in it and it gets copyright claimed, you can just cut that section out, and then the copyright goes away most of the time. But then to come around and tell me afterwards that it's because of graphic visuals and violence in the game, while also not pointing to any of it. You're just saying like, oh, the game's violent. Like, obviously, it's a Resident Evil game. All of them are violent. And this one, I guess you could argue it's more violent than some of the others. Like, some of the kills that happen in it are absolutely ridiculous.
This is a legit question. And I know the answer to this, but this is strictly like hearing him talk about this. And this is a guy with 31 million subscribers on YouTube. Have you ever played a game on YouTube before, JacksepticEye? Like, what are we doing here? This is like the most basic idea ever. I'm sure everybody here at some point has been flagged for some sort of gameplay that they had, whether it was Mortal Kombat or whatever. Vera, please, you play more games than anybody I know. I'm sure you deal with this all the time.
It has happened, but it in my experience, it really doesn't happen that much. Very rarely for me.
He's talking about this, and I remember in particular, we showed a trailer for Mortal Kombat. Actually, it was a fatality for Mortal Kombat, and we got hit immediately as soon as that went up. Not for copyright, but for mature, violent content, and that video got age-gated here. I guess,
right.
You know, when it comes to this, shouldn't JacksepticEye know better? Like, surely he's dealt with this. He's been on YouTube forever at this point. He has to have known, or has he been so shielded by this for creating family-friendly and being a YouTube champion that he's never had to experience this before?
I think that he's in a situation where he's obviously lives with his other half, who is also a Let's Play YouTuber. So he's probably got two accounts that he can examine side by side, and he might have been flagged for something that she's not been flagged for, is a theory, just because I've had that happen with me and Top Hat before. But the thing is, this is one of those situations where I think you just needed to not make a video about that. Deal with it in the background. If you're cross about it, moan to your either your family or your YouTube manager or whatever. You don't need to be putting up a video, because all he's doing is he's sitting there being like, oh, well, this has only earned me several $1,000s and it should have earned me tens of thousands of dollars. And we're all sitting there thinking, fuck off.
I think what he should have done if he wanted to make a point, because he's got tens of millions of subscribers, he clearly knows a lot of people in the scene, he could have reached out to a bunch of other YouTubers and compiled that all into a video to back up his point that this is a big issue on the platform and YouTube needs to fix it and YouTube needs to address it. And he could have done that in such a good way and highlighted so many creators, and he didn't. So I get that a lot of people think that it comes across as like him complaining and him being selfish, and yeah, it is a problem. But at the same time, like, he should have just done it differently.
You know, it's funny. We had this came in. Rolando says, no, Jack is not based. He was contributing to the FICE, and he's already part of the gaming system as a voice actor. YouTube will only help him more than likely. And to be clear, the whole base thing, I was totally kidding. There's a 0% chance that a guy who looks like this is based. That's like a 0% chance. Just, I will judge a book by its cover in this situation and tell you that, yes, Jacksepticeye is not that guy.
And amazing, because he's watching his country get torn to shreds at the moment, too, which is really amazing.
Yeah, but he lives in Brighton, and all of like the unrealistic wealthy people all go live in Brighton. It's like... I was going to say something else then, but it's so irrelevant. People won't know what I'm talking about. But Brighton is basically the gay capital of England. That's like one of the most. It's one of the only places where the Green Party has like a solid seat. If I'm not getting that completely muddled up with somewhere else, but it's like the lefty loony central place, and it's also, of course, it is more wealthy than a lot of other people because it's only a 40-minute train ride from London. So,
but he's from Ireland, correct?
He is from Ireland, but yeah. He lives in
the
Brighton.
number one name there is Muhammad, I believe.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
that's the number
fact.
one name across the whole of the UK at the
Yeah.
moment.
I mean,
That's all I can say, though, because I don't want to get arrested.
Well,
good
isn't that
point.
amazing?
We don't want
Wow.
you arrested either.
Yeah. You should probably not come on our show anymore because we'll say something. It'd be guilt by association right here. Wow. Yeah. So the comment section of this are, a lot of people agreeing with this on the video, but it's a Gundam. I think nailed it perfectly. It kind of mirrors what you were saying, Vera. The idea, like, some of us have dealt with this shit for years, and this motherfucker has one bad experience and crashes out.
Yeah, he's only complaining about it because it's affecting him, and YouTube has done this for years to so many people, and it's so fucking ridiculous. And yet he doesn't actually try to help make the situation better by, again, getting creators together, highlighting that this is a widespread issue, and instead he's just going, oh, me, it's only affecting me. YouTube has a lot of problems, and this has been a problem for ever, basically.
But he's actually in a position that he could actually do something about it as well, because
Oh, yeah.
I've heard him say
He could make a
multiple
difference.
times. He's got multiple ways of being able to speak directly to YouTube to sort this out.
Well, maybe he feels that he is making a difference here because this video does have 1.9 million views on it, right? And maybe he's going to say his argument is, I'm applying pressure on YouTube externally. I could go the internal route, but I'd rather apply pressure then. And YouTube's going to say, well, look, we need to be overly cautious when it comes to these things because we don't want anybody beheading anybody in real life and showing it, because video games have gotten extremely realistic. I mean, it's not like Mortal Kombat and a decapitation back then. There are things which you watch, in games and you're like, ooh, that's pretty gross,
There was Silent Hill F recently. Like
What do you
some
think
of
of that
that.
one, Phoenix?
Lord, let's never speak of that one ever again.
So, I'm sorry. Yes, Lady Decade, go ahead.
So Silent Hill F was really, really graphic. Like some of the scenes on that were outrageous, but they
was.
were on YouTube.
Right.
More
What was
offensively was his gameplay.
More offensive was his gameplay. Nice.
Thank you.
This guy over in the chat says, and over in his comments section says, and yet I'm getting 50 porn ads a day. Fuck YouTube, promoting AI slop, AI porn, and everything. I think aren't ads built around, like, that's kind of a self-report. Aren't ads built around your personal search history?
So weird. All I
They're
get is gay
supposed to
ads. It's
be.
weird.
I don't know. Like, I feel like good old Helvinia over here is kind of like the big self-report of the day right here. So, anyways, yes. Well, there we go. I think everybody can relate to this, but hey, I'm glad he's been able to fall off his ivory tower to realize and come down with us plebes over here that there are issues when it comes to the censorship on YouTube. So, hey, Jack, we'll be rooting for you, buddy. All right. Thank you. Sorry for your struggles over here. By the way, VTuber enthusiast says Streamlabs TTS isn't working. I sent a $25 message. You did exactly when Phoenix stepped away, which is why I'm going to refresh it now.
Would you consider having Sven Stoffels as a guest? He's currently doing the streamer circuit to promote his new graphic novel series Butch Killigan. Sven's really edgy and funny. He's been cancelled by the industry, so he's using indie platforms to promote it.
That is Sven Stoffels, SvenStoffels. I don't know who Sven Stoffels is, but Blabs is going to reach out or at least
Yep.
take a look at him. Yeah, for sure.
Looking at it.
Thank you, VTubing enthusiast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you did that literally right when Phoenix stepped away for a second.
In the future, I'll keep my thing up. Sorry about
Yeah,
that. I'm
no worries,
construction
no worries
going
at all.
on here.
Yeah. What's that, Lady Decade?
He'll keep his thing up.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I will.
That's sexual. All right. And we have this from Taipan's Ghost says, more companies need Musk-style firings. I do not disagree with you. Like I said, I think the video game industry as a whole can take a giant chainsaw to it right here. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go and get to this next one. Then we'll do our ad read real quick. We all want to get into some serious hardcore video game talk with you, Vera. Right?
That's me, Vera Dark.
Vera Dark, Vera Dark. We need our AI song that we need to play. I was looking for it before the show. I need to find it and download it and embrace and love it. But You have played it was Total Girl Boss, right? This is the 1348 with the ugly girl boss game, right?
1348 Ex Voto. Yes, the lesbian night game.
You were one of the few that played it, as right now there are 200 people playing this game.
Stunning and brave.
Well, not that brave. I mean, you can put out your game. I guess maybe not so stunning because no one's really buying it or playing it right now.
Yeah, it seems that all those people they were trying to pander to didn't put this game on their modern agenda. I mean, they made the claim that this title had over 250,000 wish lists, and I just don't see how that's possible. I mean, I had live streamed it yesterday, and the stream is sitting at 23,000 total views right now, but the stream peaked at 1,456 players. Or not players, viewers, when their peak player count is 427. So they got about 30% of what I did. And sure, like, oh, this is on other platforms too. It's on PS5. I genuinely have no idea what they were thinking with this game. I mean, it is horrendous.
Can you educate us a little bit for those of us who don't know what it is? Like, I have no idea what this is.
So it is a game made by a smaller team. It seems that a lot of those people were laid off or they left the studio very strategically. Who knows? This studio has been a studio for 7 years now, and this is the first game they put out. So either they scrapped another game or this has been in development for 7 years, which it feels like a pre-alpha game. But basically, your character is a noble-born female knight who is going after her best friend and companion, Bianca, who was like taken hostage, and you are going after her because basically you love her. And then I mean, I guess spoiler alert for maybe the one person who was going to play it, she ends up being the final boss and the villain. She is furious that she is a woman who has been wronged her whole life and how men have always struck her down and men have always belittled her. So it is a completely like feminist game. They clearly had a message that they were pushing with this experience, and it's, I mean, ultimately it's just more LGBT propaganda.
Looks like the gameplay looks a little Dark Souls. Obviously, the strafing around and such. I say the gameplay. It's pretty classic swordplay right there.
I mean, the gameplay is basically click the left mouse button. You can block some attacks and then dodging. It is a extremely simple, very boring game. By the end, I was just so sick and tired of it. I was glad that it was only 5 hours.
And by the way, Phoenix, once again, this is a woman that you're playing over here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
as you can obviously tell, yeah.
Clearly, right? So lesbian woman fighting for her girlfriend, that's the premise?
Yeah, fighting for
Why is it
the
failing?
woman she loves. I have no idea why the 250,000 modern audience members didn't play it, which, by the way, that number's a complete and utter lie.
I'm pretty sure I watched. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lady Decade.
I'm pretty sure I watched some of this game the other week. Am I right in thinking that Queer Joy Jennifer English is one of the voice actors for this?
Yes. Jennifer English is Bianca's voice actress, which she really only has a couple of lines in the grand scheme of things because you're just sort of like chasing her around. But I mean, it is ridiculous, from the broken and buggy gameplay to the very bad combat, which there's no like keybind. You can't re-keybind the game, which is horrendous. I mean, I'm glad that it was short, but even looking at the angle that they took, there is no form of like realism here at all whatsoever. This 120-pound woman wouldn't be able to swing around this sword. She constantly like has the same armor. You just pick up paper in order to upgrade. Of course, the LGBTQ plus element is very unrealistic. It is just, it's straight up propaganda. It's terrible.
So not exactly good. Now, to me, it speaks a bigger question, right? You have 250,000 people who are wishlisting this game. You have 200 people playing this game. Can you bot wish lists?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you accidentally press the letter K on your post?
Well, the problem with this is they've got no proof of that. They are just claiming that it's got 250,000 wish lists.
Well, what did you? What's the final score here, Vera? On a scale of? Oh, wow. Two, right.
What was redeeming about it? Obviously. So, what was the redeeming factor?
I think for me, the redeeming-ish factors are there are some decent-looking environments. And I had a good time streaming it because we memed on it so hard. Like, it was a totally awful experience and we got a lot of laughs out of it. So I gave it like half a point for that. Yeah, like one of the points is actually just for streaming it and the ha-ha hee-hees we got out of it. And like the environments are okay and some of the armor looks decent.
So that's the 1 point that you gave it.
Yeah, like I guess some of it looks okay.
All right, sounds good. Well, you've also been playing another game, gone fairly viral for this, Vera. You've been playing Marathon.
I did. I played Marathon once and I uninstalled it.
Well, real quick, I want to point out with 1348, you played that for over 5 hours.
Yep, full playthrough.
Why'd you beat it?
That's crazy that you played through the entire game. Like at a certain point, you're like, but anyways, okay. So you played Marathon, and this has been a hot button game for a little bit now. Obviously, it came out about a week or so ago, and it peaked at 88,000 concurrent players. Right now, 37,000 players. We've talked our thoughts on this. Phoenix, you think it's going to be fine? It's going to live, right?
Yeah, and I think once we get to expansion territory, I actually think you're going to see it slowly climb up.
I think I predicted it would be like a double, not a home run for Lady Decade. That's a baseball reference. That means like it's good, it's fine, it's serviceable. It's not going to sell the 7 to 10 million that it needed to sell, right? So, Lady Decade, have you had a chance to play Marathon at all?
No, I've got a load of marathon shit that they posted to me down there.
Okay.
From last year, and I'm in their Discord server. Why on earth they thought it was a good idea to put me in there is beyond me, but nothing interesting happens. So anytime anything interesting comes up, they want you to sign NDAs. So what's the point?
Well, Vera, you were playing this, and you said you played for 5 hours, and
yes.
Just your general thoughts on Marathon right now as you play it.
I personally didn't like it. I thought that the visual style and the aesthetic was very bad. I thought some of the gunplay was okay, but I don't like the guns. I think that there are a lot of issues with the way that the controls are set up, like the fact that your knife is on your scroll wheel, so sometimes you'll try to switch weapons, but you'll accidentally pull out your knife. I think that the controls are pretty unintuitive. I didn't really like the maps either. There's a lot of empty space between like point A to point B. And yeah, I just personally wasn't a fan of it. And hey, listen, there are a lot of people out there who clearly are feeling very passionate about it. A lot of brand loyalty out there, which is perfectly fine. Just because I dislike something doesn't mean you have to.
Well, it's interesting because there are a lot of people who are diehard when it comes to this game, and if you don't go along with it, man, you are a fake gamer. Which leads us to the viral post from Vera Dark over here of you, Vera, playing your game here.
I know. I love when people take like 30-second clips out of a 5-hour live stream and they're like, aha, yes, you've never played a game before.
Well, let's see you playing.
My way, teammate. Holy.
My video player is great.
Stunning and brave. That was my gameplay. Congratulations,
job, Vera.
guys.
Sorry,
You
way to
watched it. Woo!
All right. Well, I'll get it squared away. But the point being is that it's you failing in 30 second in a 30-second clip, and I think we've all been there. right? The idea, like,
I don't understand this mentality, like, of posting something like that and then thinking that that, like, encapsulates someone's, like, entire social media, like, history and the games that they play. It's even like with DSP, right? There's games that DSP is decent at. There's games
Right.
that DSP is absolutely terrible at. I mean, he dies to the first enemy in GoldenEye. That's bound to happen. But again, like when I stream 25 hours a week of video games, there's bound to be, 30-second clips probably in every single stream I've ever done where it's like, oh my God, you look like a retard. And it's like, yeah, okay. Like, how is that supposed to, like, affect me? Oh my gosh, I have to get off social media. I have to delete my account because people are being mean to me.
right. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because everybody's been there before,
Yeah.
right? And here's your gameplay. Let's see you just totally sucking balls.
My way, teammate. Holy fuck.
Didn't I just click that? Oh, my bad. Oh, I thought they were... Did my teammates not damage this guy at all? You guys didn't damage him at all?
Scrub.
Get
Yeah.
wrecked, Vera.
Hey, they didn't teabag me though. What the hell? They could have at least dunked on me.
Oh man, how's it feel to be humiliated, Vera, in front of millions of
Man,
people?
I have to take a break off social media. My emotions, they're fragile right now.
You know, like I think you own this pretty well on your post on X. You know, people the idea of like fake gamer Vera Dark, which is why I always introduce you as like the most hardcore gamer that I know, right? Because I don't know a single person who has this on their catalog here. Who plays more games.
Last year I streamed almost 60 games, and never mind the ones that I play off stream. Like, there's bound to be times where I just don't jive with the game or I do bad at a game and it's just like not a game for me. But people take it so personally when you don't like their game or you don't do as good in their game as they do. Like, they take it personally, which is very odd to me.
I don't get it from the standpoint of in anywhere during your gameplay were you giving a review that said this is too hard?
No, in my review, I just said, like, I personally didn't like the controls. I wasn't a big fan of, like, the gunplay and the guns, but, even in my review, I didn't say, oh, don't buy this game because it's the worst game ever. I'm just saying, oh, it's not a game for me.
Well, that's my point. Is like, it's like, for me, I don't know why anyone would come after you. You're like, let's say you're the worst FPS player ever. If your review is not talking about the difficulty and that you were having, that has nothing to, like, that's a safe review to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I didn't say, oh my God, this is like the worst game ever and it's too hard or anything. I personally just felt like the game controls and stuff were like unintuitive. Wasn't a big fan of the guns, but like, I didn't say, I didn't say like, oh my gosh, this is literally the worst game. This is worse than Dustborn and Concord. And I honestly had more fun playing High Guard than I did with Marathon. And I think that is really an opinion that has triggered a lot of these people.
Ooh,
they were both bad, but I honestly just had more fun with that. And I play a lot of extraction games. I've played Tarkov, I've played Arc Raiders. I didn't connect with Marathon. And listen, I like a lot of Bungie games too. I've played a lot of them, but not every game can be a hit in everyone's eyes.
Well, I'll say that I think you handle this right, over on X, because you're right. It's super fun to take clips of people sucking that are totally out of context. We've all had it happen, right? People take out of context clips of our show, of us, whether like, and we have an entire series around Blab sucking at video games, right?
Yeah.
Let's be really clear. It's fun.
Like,
to take clips.
if I was going to be offended and I didn't want that clip online, you know what I'd do? I would have just privated the stream right after I did it. Now, I don't hide any of my content or private, like, any of the content that I make, even if, like, oh, it's a stream of me completely failing the entire time. But if it really was going to bother me, I could have just done that. So like, I'm not going to get offended by my gameplay. Why would that bother me? Like, if you're going to get a laugh out of it, that's fine. Ultimately, like, you're giving me more attention. Congratulations. I don't see how that's a big L. These people don't care about like my channel anyway, so why would I worry about their opinion of it?
Nailed it. 100%, right? And look, at the end of the day, it's an attitude. You just let it roll off your shoulders over here, you know, and you're like,
gives a shit, yeah.
Who gives a shit, right? At the end, thanks for the attention. By the way, congratulations on getting close to crossing 200,000 subscribers, Vera.
I know, right there, probably by the end of the weekend.
Nice. On other marathon-related news, don't know if the game is performing very well, according to Bungie standards, and things are not looking very good because GDC's coming up. And I don't know if you guys saw, they actually backed out of 2 panels that are focused on marathon over here. One on high performance networking for gameplay, movement, and shooting, and another on scaling automated testing from Destiny to support marathon as a live service title. Just kind of odd. It doesn't look good, I would say, for them to do that.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of when Capcom was supposed to do a Monster Hunter Wilds panel about optimization, and then they canceled it because their game was not optimized. So it doesn't look good.
At least they're self-aware to some extent.
Yeah.
There's like, oh shit, oh shit. All right, man, that's crazy. Well, thank you for your bravery, Vera, both in video games and on the internet.
I know, stunning and brave of me.
Stunning, brave, and just, wow, what a vibrant beacon in the world of video games.
Really inspiring when you think about it.
Truly, truly inspiring. All right, you guys have a lot to say about this, but first, I want to let you know I have a lot to say about today's sponsor of our episode. Give it up once again for our friends over at Rumble Wallet. Look, I have a full slew of talking points right over here to my right. I don't need them because I can just tell you, Rumble Wallet is all about an alternative to other products that allow you the opportunity to own your money. Did you know that your money, when it goes to the bank, guess what? Not really your money anymore. Yeah, they let you have it if you have RightThink. Let's just say you don't have RightThink. You know what? They can just take that from you. You know what won't happen with Rumble Wallet? There's no one to take it from you. It's your money. It's right there. It's yours. You go and you buy your crypto. You can support your favorite creators with it. We can then turn around, use it on other things. People have been using this like crazy with us here on Side Scrollers. A lot of people using Rumble Wallet. You go in, you download the app, you buy some some crypto, whether it's Bitcoin or Tether Gold, and you can go and support creators with it, and you can use your money whenever you want to use it. That's pretty. It sounds like like the most basic statement in the world, but guess what? That's not kind of how it works anymore in the world of banking and such. So consider downloading Rumble Wallet. Give it a chance. Give it a go. You can, once again, you can support us with it over here, and more than anything, you can take control of your money. And isn't that really what you want? You want to be able to hold on to your money and use it how you want to use it. I know they got big plans of this moving ahead, so make sure you guys download Rumble Wallet. If you're watching on Rumble, Twitch, on Kick, you can just scan the QR code on your screen. If you're not, if you're watching over on YouTube, we'll put a link to download it in the description. You can just go to the iOS store or the Android store and download it yourself. Just search Rumble Wallet. Appreciate you guys checking it out. They support us, so please consider supporting them. Appreciate that. All right. Let's go and move on and talk about our next story. But first, let's get to some of these supers. Marmalin says, Jack rode the coattails of Pewds, talking about Jacksepticeye, and he is retarded. As Vera said, you can do this right now to actually make change, but he's coming off as, I didn't make tens of thousands of dollars. How can I live off this? Yeah, seems pretty it doesn't really have a good idea of what his audience is into. Tamamo says, shoehorning in gay characters in Warframe. There's a few instances of LGBTQ characters like like Ticker, a background NPC, but you might as well hate the Mass Effect trilogy for the same thing, or any game where a custom character can romance any gender. One or two instances in a sea of straight is hardly quote unquote woke. Also, the adult version CC was announced long before the romance system was ever considered years ago. As Trump said, wrong. That's just mistaken. A sprinkling of grifter is a missile of barrage. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, glitter. Sorry. I thought it said, I was reading the tiny print, not the big print right there. We have Denier for 10 says, you can opt out of ad personalization, but even with it on YouTube, keep spamming me with borderline pornographic AI girlfriend ads. If the algorithm worked, I'd be getting men's underwear ads. Thank you, Denier. Appreciate that. Dr. T. S. King says, Vera Dark played and gave Dispatch, a game she said was not in a genre she liked, but gave it its due. I liked it a lot more. More for the NES. Thank you for that. What'd you think of Dispatch there, Vera?
I enjoyed it. I didn't think that it was amazing. I definitely think that it was overrated.
Okay. We also have Axberry Who Cares for 20 says, I got Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $3.99. It's not bad if you look at it as an entirely different IP, but it does have some issues. The most glaring being I had to restart my PC over 5 times in a row just to launch. Game Boy is my pick. Wow. That seems like a pretty glaring issue right there. And Super Killy says, whoever was graphics quote designer for Marathon must have used the Homer Simpson makeup gun and used it on the Lady of the Night setting. Also NES. Yeah, the marathon thing did not like the look of it at all. All right, Lady Decade, I wanted to go to you, but before we do, really quick, I do want to get an update, Phoenix. Let's see where we're at with our NES versus Game Boy showdown here.
Here we go. We got $269.12 for the NES and $177.97 for the original Game Boy.
Okay, it is still fairly close. One big bomb could put the Game Boy up top. We'll see who advances, which one advances in our greatest console ever tournament happening right now. Once again, you can vote with your Super Chats, recommendations, and Rumble rants. All right. Lady Decade, you wanted to talk about a game called Raise the Colors. And by the way, that's colors with a U, because we know that's British now.
Yes.
Right? This is the Steam page says, Raise the Colors is a satirical 4-player co-op physics game where you race to plant flags before the timer runs out. Work together or trip each other up while dodging pesky council workers who will do anything to shut down your fun. Not allowed over here. Now, should I play the trailer for this first, Lady Decade?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't mind me speaking at the same time as it's playing.
Sure, I'll bring it down. Go ahead. So there we go. Yeah, fire away.
Notice Amelia right there. That's,
was she in there early?
Yeah. That's Amelia.
Oh, yeah, there she is right there. Yep, absolutely. Okay, I'm sorry.
So, this was something that I'd seen someone ages ago streamed this game. And I can't remember the context off the top of my head in which whether they were playing it because they'd realised it was like what it is, or whether they were playing it because they thought it was memeing on the left. I'm not sure. But basically, and I've got my notes here because I always have my notes. So Raise Colours is, in my opinion, indicative of everything that's going wrong in the UK right now. So, although it is satirical, upon closer inspection, it's a very one-sided hit piece against white working class people within this country, because it is essentially sneering down on people who have concerns about, for example, immigration or multiculturalism. So, I'm all for freedom of expression. I'm absolutely all for it, including political satire and stuff that I don't agree with. Because what's the point in having a freedom of speech or freedom of expression if you're not prepared to listen to all sides of the spectrum? But a game mocking the British movement of last summer of raising the flag, which is where people were going around England and hanging up either the Union flag everywhere, or hanging up the St George's Cross flag everywhere, or indeed mini roundabouts painting a red cross on those. As you can see in the trailer, when that comes up, you can see someone painting red crosses onto, for example, zebra crossings and mini roundabouts. But basically, my issue with this is that the game is specifically taking the mick out of very particular demographics of people. So you can see there, basically working class people. You've got people wearing high vis jackets. You've got people wearing jogging bottoms. That area that you're looking at right there, that is a council estate. So that's where people who were working, a lot of working class people live in council estates. Whereas this person who's had the time and the energy and money to sit there and create a game like this on Unity or whatever, and has the time and the means to do that, is not going to be someone who is from a working class background. That is someone who's probably, I assume, come from a middle class background, who are then punching down on the plebs for being concerned about things that are directly affecting them. And it's when you put it into a game like this and you've got 200 odd reviews putting this as very positive, but if you scroll down and look at those reviews, some of them are absolutely disgusting. The levels of classism in this. See, in the UK, what a lot of people don't realise is we don't have a race problem, we've got a class problem.
Yep.
And what you have is, like, for example, during Brexit, you would have interviews between people who were Remainers and people who were Brexiteers. So for Remainers, that you'd have the BBC, for example, going and interviewing people on the street who were clearly like middle class and presented themselves well, and then interviewing specifically like the worst possible person that they could find, who's not eloquent, who can't put across their argument very well, and people perhaps with like a Cockney accent or like an Essex accent or something, just very specifically targeting people who you would look down on if you're looking at things through a very classist lens. But what you've got there in this trailer is you've got British seaside towns, which are very deprived areas. You've got people driving around in white vans, which is very much like in England we have a term, white van man, basically a tradie. So people that would have that kind of van, they might be plumbers, they might be electricians, but because of their working class status, they're seen down on. Your opinion's not valid. So essentially what you have is you've got an entire class of people that make up the vast majority of the population in this country, whose opinions are completely ignored because they can't eloquently put it across. And then you've got people like Tommy Robinson, for example, who have become a figurehead for these people, who is demonized. And all he's doing is he's putting words in, he's getting the voice of all of these people out there and then being labelled as being extremist. And it's really, really disconcerting. It's very poor taste, that game. And I think, yeah, sorry, it just really made me so angry. I've made a whole video about it today, which is why I'm dressed like this.
So allow me to play counter to this, right? And look, I don't live in the UK. I've never heard of the white van man before, right? Mm-hmm. I looked at this, just the trailer of this, and maybe that I am the problem here, right? I look at this and I go, well, it looks like a fun, like it's almost a satire game based off of, we saw all the flags being raised and that movement that you spoke about in the UK, and it seems like just like a fun little riff off that, right?
Yeah.
But you feel like there's more to this.
Yeah. So if you take a look at the character models, mm-hmm. You've got overweight, bald men waving flags. You've got high-vis workers, and it's the ragdoll physics. Obviously, it is a fun game, but this is a game that is being produced to punch down at lesser people. The people who have made this game, it's coming across to me as though they're signalling, oh, well, if you take a look at the developer name is Corny Pastiche.
Yeah.
So that there already tells you that this is a game that it's a game to take the piss, but it's taking the piss out of an entire demographic of people. Now all I'm going to say is have a game like this, but make the subject matter Black Lives Matter.
Okay, and I agree with you on that. Educate me on this because I don't know what the developer's name has to like. What does corny pastiche like? I don't know. I'm a dumb American. Please educate me.
Okay, so it's literally the whole. It just means corny, like satire. It's just quite a. Someone who is working class isn't going to know what the word pastiche even means.
Right. Okay.
That's the problem with. Yeah, this is why I was worrying that this was going to be too political.
No, it's not. Look, I'm just. It's not. I think this is fine. Actually, I think these little meme games are fun. Like I want to make some of these meme games with side scrollers, right? So it sounds like you feel like there's like a underlying, like it's meant to. It's
classist. It's very classist. So, for example, say they made this game, but they'd put the characters as being, say, Rupert Lowe or Nigel Farage. Well, these are wealthy, well-educated individuals who have platforms, who expect to get backlash, who expect to receive abuse. But this is targeting normal people who don't have power, who don't have a voice, and in most cases don't even have a decent education because the education system in England is dog shit. And then when you've got... So I've got so many notes so that I've not actually been following them myself, and this is why I have to have notes because I go off-piste. But a lot of the people that you've got in this trailer are people that would never be able to stand there and eloquently defend themselves. They're people that realise that there's a problem in this country. They realise that their culture is being dissolved and got rid of. Like, for example, Cockney people are on the verge of extinction. And yet, for example, say you want to have a... say you've got, like, a movie where you've got an entire whole race of people that are bad. Lord of the Rings, the orcs. What's the orcs accent whenever they speak? It's Cockney, working class British. It's so entrenched. Like, even if you think of many instances in Hollywood, Lord of the Rings is like the best one that I can think of off the top of my head because it's literally all of the orcs have got Cockney accents. But you're demonized for... You get demonized for wanting to defend working class people, but these are the majority of people in this country. Like, it's something that I've explained this so much better when I wrote this down, and I've got a video coming out tomorrow. I'm so sorry that I'm not
it's
getting
quite
this
all
across
right.
properly. It's one of those things that I'm genuinely so angry about it.
Well,
I don't normally get like this. I don't normally get upset like this, but this is the positive reviews. If you go on there and scroll down, and I want to show you some of these reviews on that Steam page.
Sure. Got it. I guess the bigger question is, Vera, when can we expect a full playthrough of Raise the Colors?
Yeah.
Whew, probably never.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So they've written these reviews in Cockney accent. So that one there that you've the second one down that goes 8 Starmer, 8 Labour, 8 racism, love pub, love flag, love England, love Rupert, simple as. It's But I'm telling you now, the person who wrote that, they're not going to be from working class because they wouldn't be mocking like that. And this is what I get really upset about with this country, is that this class problem is so entrenched. Like, no wonder that Reform are getting the traction that they are. No wonder 110,000 people have signed up to support Restore Britain at this stage already. I think that might be one of the fastest growing political parties ever. And then you've got stuff like, I raised the British flag and my posture improved instantly. My tea brewed itself in a distant choir saying, "Rule Britannia," even though my speakers were off. This isn't a game, it's a lifestyle. It's like, they're going, very fun. I'd recommend to any proper Brexit geezer or cheating roadmen looking to reform. Oh, a true Brexit geezer game. Gonna use this to train my little Toby Robbins sons to be proper English blokes. It's disgusting. Like, this is all punching down. And
Phoenix,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Phoenix. What are your thoughts on this? You look like you have something to say.
No, I mean, I think this is one of those things that I think you probably need to be living where she's living to fully understand that I'm an outside perspective. Look, from the outside looking in, if you just showed me this for a second, all I'm thinking is, it almost seems like it's a game for the other side, and that it's just like, hey, spread your patriotism everywhere, put your flag everywhere, and conquer your area. Especially seeing Amelia there, but you're saying this is actually in reverse. That this is
it's completely and utterly taking
it's making
the piss.
fun. It's making them caricatures
Yes.
and such.
But yeah, if you was to role reverse this and make that a game about Black Lives Matter, everyone would be going ballistic. But because it's about white working class people, it's suddenly a pass. It's fine. It's really unfair.
Well, it's interesting. I'm excited to kind of see where this goes, and I'll watch your video when it's released tomorrow. I think get more of your thoughts on it. Thanks for sharing all this, Lady Decade. It's
sorry.
No, it's great.
Sorry. It was something that I literally stumbled across it this morning, and I was like, oh my god.
I love your passion.
The class issue has been there forever. Is it getting worse lately?
Yeah, it's getting really bad because basically what's happened in the last few days is they've brought in it's not being put forward as being a blaspheme law, but it more or less is. We're now gagged on what we can say about a particular religion now, because it is now it's not just intent of what's being said about something, it's also now how it's perceived. So I could make a particular criticism of said religion, and if one person takes it the wrong way, that's enough for me to get arrested now. So that's like, it doesn't matter what my intention was or not. If they don't like it, I get in trouble. So that's like, when you take all of this, it's just all very alarming. I mean, one of my favorite YouTubers, Black Belt Barrister, actually made a video explaining, and he's an actual KC barrister. He's not just a solicitor. He's a proper, really like top tier barrister in this country, and he's got a YouTube channel. He's made a video explaining why this is actually like quite, really, really quite bad. But yeah, it's basically what they've done is they've picked one religion and one religion alone. Like, I mean, the fact that this country abolished blaspheme laws in 2008, because like basically we've had blaspheme laws in this country for like 1,000 years to protect Christianity. And then you've got Judaism in this country, you've got Hinduism in this country, you've got Sikhism in this country, you've got Protestantism, Catholicism, but all of those, they've not got any special protections. Just one particular religion has got special protections. And it's all being put forward on the basis of to be specific, it's called the anti-Muslim hate thing. Trying to think what the title is, because when you're going blank when you're trying to explain about something.
Sure.
I'm too ADHD for this. With my tisms, it's a toxic combo. But yeah, that's the problem that we've got now, is that something has suddenly become essentially above the law now, which is, according to our 2021 consensus, protecting 6% of the population in this country. It's not going to be that now. It's going to be higher, but
right.
Next consensus isn't until 2031. So, but yeah, sorry, this is too heavy. Let's make it fun again. Sorry.
Well, Hayden Wayne says a lot of these reviews look like memes to me. The game itself looks like a meme. Like For a Love of Britain, I see people write in Cockney memes template on all the time online. To me, an outsider, it seems positive. So yeah,
I think
like
from an outside perspective, it would.
Yeah,
I think it really would. But when you're actually in the thick of it and you understand the context and you can understand the references, it does hit differently.
Marmalin says, dang, Lady Decade, watching Smash JT play Raise the Colors, I thought it was actually the other way and making fun of government workers going crazy trying to stop people flying the flag. Happy birthday, Phoenix. This money for the NES. That's 10 for the NES. Yeah, so like from the outside, I think that's it. Like, we are on the outside looking in, and maybe we just don't get it. And that's totally fine. We'll definitely watch more about this tomorrow. GME came in with the $50 super chat. Says, for Game Boy Advance, the E-Rater was a tad odd in Nintendo hardware for some of the select games that use it. It was a fun idea on paper, but they should have capitalized on Pokemon for some of the future Pokemon games to use. There is $50 for the GB. I'm guessing the Game Boy.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we'll
another
put it for
comment.
Game Boy.
There's
Okay.
another comment below.
He says, just saw this for the Game Boy. My bad. My eyes can't read to get so good. Oh, thank you so much, GME. That's, I guess, 55 total. And Base Gamer, 10 for the Game Boy. Pokemon Yellow was my first experience. Also, my boy Phoenix. You hear Tom McDonald's new album yet? Love y'all.
Not yet. Can't wait, though.
All right. Real quick. Tenarian says, second Friday, the 13th in as many months. It's been a nice day, except for the coworker's finger getting swished so hard that it popped. $10 to NES solely for the memory of the time I beat Metroid during a blizzard. I only play Metroid games in the winter now. There you go, Tenarian. Thank you very much.
10 for the NES.
For that, yes. 10 for the NES. All right. Let's get an update, Phoenix. Let's see where we're at, because I think that it is flipped, I'm guessing. At least it's very close.
No, it's close. It's very close. So $2.84 and 12 cents for the NES and $2.47 and 97 for the Game Boy.
Okay, it is. It's just about go time here. Thank you, Phoenix, for that. All right, as we are rolling through today's show, Blabs, are you ready? I don't want to put the timer on the clock just yet, Phoenix.
Okay.
Don't want to put the timer on the clock just yet, but we're getting there. We're going to get 5 minutes on the clock here in just a second. After today in video game history.
Today in gaming history with Blabs.
That's me.
Hi. So
Went
today
all
is
natural
March.
today, Blabs.
Today is March 13th, and I guess everyone's gonna love this one because Wario Land. Anyway, Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land was released in 1994. We have Resident Evil 5 in 2009, and then Silent Hill Downpour in 2012. Ta-da!
Okay.
Oh, he's not happy.
Downpour, considered one of the worst Silent Hill games of all time. Resident Evil 5, easily probably most people's most hated the Resident Evil. Although it's been having an uptick, though. But this is actually not a bad list, though, Blaz.
He says after just ripping it apart.
No.
2 and
I
3.
have a feeling the game choices are actually not too great.
Anyway.
Some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs, here on March 13th in the year of our Lord 2026 include Steel Empire for the Genesis 34 years ago in 1992. You mentioned Mario Land 3, Wario Land. That was the first time, I believe that's the first time we played as Wario, a standalone game as Wario there. I don't know, Vera, you probably know. Is that the first time we played as a standalone Wario character?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Helpful.
All right.
I know.
We have Onimusha Warlords released for the PlayStation 2. Final Fantasy
X2.
Right there, 23 years ago. Okay. Oh, God of War 2.
Yikes.
You know, it's fine because I have God of War 3 for Monday. Spoilers.
Well, no, that's not how it works.
Plus, if you remember, I literally did God of War the other day. They said God of War I. Does no one remember that?
Yeah, but Blabs.
I did the Japanese release. You can't have both of them. You can only have one, so suck it.
Yeah, well, we can because it is today in video game history, and today this is the good old USA. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
say
I
Japan
did the
over
other
here.
day. I did the other release date. I did it earlier. What's the big deal? I covered it earlier.
This
You're
is a
just
big deal.
nitpicking to nitpick, and I'm not here for it.
I do not nitpick.
He's
God
looking
of
for a
War
reason
2.
to fire you, Blabs.
Yeah, you know what? I'm bringing
don't
this
need
guy
that.
back.
I don't need that. Oh, what is that? Hold on, what is that?
Oh, boy.
Hold on, what is that, Blabs? I'm sorry.
Oh, boy. That's unfortunate.
She's the bard of our party now.
Blabs, real quick, can you grab that with your whole hand?
No!
Whoa, whoa.
Poor girl
It's
never
in
knows
there
what she's
anyways.
doing.
No. She had no idea.
Chill out.
Wow, why are you guys so weird?
I was trying to give you the warning of that's unfortunate. I was giving you plenty of heads up.
HR,
I
we
just
need
thought
to
you
do
were
a
talking
call.
about my horrible musician skills, Phoenix.
No, you innocent child. No.
Oh.
Well, guys, that's going to be the end of Side Scrollers today.
I love that no matter what happens, just that entire movement with her hand was, that's why I full screened her right there.
I just can't unsee the pencil dick aspect of it now.
Oh, man.
I can never play this. I was hoping to play this on a stream one day once I actually learn how to play. And now look.
Labs,
No.
don't feel bad. Actually, I'm actually kind of hungry. I can't wait to have hot dogs. I actually may have 2 of them. Let's see here.
Oh, you should. Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. How, can you show us how you eat that real quick?
No. He's
That's
just trying to
good.
save me because he's nice.
That's
well.
good. That's good. Well,
I'm
that's
just
fine
sad now.
too. Listen, as somebody who has actually on stream swung a hot dog
Yeah,
from
I
below
had to
my
close
legs.
that stream because
Like,
that was
I'm-
very embarrassing to watch.
For who? Like, once again, you can
It was
only be embarrassing.
secondhand embarrassment.
Blabs, do you know how much money I made that day for swinging a hot dog in my mouth?
No, how much?
I made a lot of money that day. And you know what? I have no shame when it comes out. I work
I
in
know you
entertainment on the internet. I could care less. I could give a hoot when it comes to that stuff. It was awesome. And you know what? I entertained people swinging a hot dog in my mouth. It was awesome. It was fun. So, look, you spend enough time online, things you're gonna get clipped.
I just
And-
want to play this for everybody, and it's
Yes.
fine. Whatever.
Well, some other noticeable games that you missed today include FIFA Street,
Oh, who cares? It's not revolutionary.
Journey.
Hey,
Ooh,
whoa,
Journey.
whoa! You passed over what, according to the video game journal, is one of the most racist video games ever. Resident Evil 5.
No, she selected it. She selected it.
Yeah,
It's
she
on
put
my
the-
list.
Good.
It's
I
on the
know,
list.
but it's still there. We still
Yeah.
need to see it.
Well, it's funny because I recorded some Screw Attack reaction videos from classic stuff. We've had a lot of people ask. They say, well, hey, you should do some reactions to your old stuff. So I did. And there was actually a top 10. I think it was top 10. I think it was top 10 oh my God, what the fuck moments in video game history. And in it was after that trailer was released for Resident Evil 5 and all the hubbub about that of like, oh, you're shooting black people.
Right.
And
In
that video-
Africa.
yeah. Oh my God. And in that video, I'm like, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And while watching that, you see all these people go, Craig, you've changed. I'm like, watch that video and you tell me how much I've changed. Because the entire time, I'm like, when can we just get over all this racist bullshit? This idea of people wanting to make race everything. It was so stupid. Anyways, continuing on. Some other noticeable games. You missed Journey, Blabs, for the PlayStation 3. That was a big title right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Neo
It
2.
counsels me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Neo
Bob
2
is
is
you.
good.
What's that? Baba is you? Is that a pretentious game I should know about, Phoenix?
Oh, it's an amazing game. Vera, I'm sure you've played that, no?
I have not.
Oh, ooh,
Is it
okay.
good?
Well, I don't think you like puzzle games, right?
I like puzzles to a certain extent.
Try that one. It's a really unique concept. Very, very unique.
Okay. All right. There we go. And that is today in video game history. All right. We have about 5 minutes left in the show, which means we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. In just a second, Phoenix, hold on. But before we do, I want to give Lady Decade and Vera the opportunity to pimp out what they have going on. So, Vera, what do you have coming up for us?
So I do not play video games Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern. Fuck My Life with Ryan Kinnell is on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the Vera and Virtue Show is on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. I am very excited for Crimson Desert next week, this weekend. Luckily, because we got through 1348 Ex Voto, I think we're going to play the Fatal Frame 2 remake. But yeah, Crimson Desert next week. Very hyped for it.
Excellent. And Lady Decade, you have a big video coming up about what we talked about here.
Yeah, I've got that video coming up probably tomorrow. And then conversely, on my Lady Arcade channel, I have just started covering the Legend of Zelda games on the 3DS. So I've got a video coming up on Monday, I think. No, unless that's coming up tomorrow night as well. Well, where I've talked about where I think it's an absolute tragedy that the remake of Ocarina of Time is trapped on the 3DS, so no one can play it. And then they put the 1998 version on the Nintendo, on the Switch. Blah, blah, I can't get my words out now. I'm traumatizing myself.
You got it. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got the definitive version, and it's literally locked to one of these. In fact, I think I've got. Oh no, ignore me. I'm talking about Majora. I'm now thinking of Majora's Mask on this.
Have you seen the?
Which is going
I
to be
stole that game,
my
the Majora's
next
Mask.
video. Yeah,
pawned
but
that
it's
from
a bit battered
GameStop.
though. I have it's got usage marks. It's my beloved item. Like, I don't think I love anything else in my collection as much as I love this thing here. But yeah, that'll be my next video after this one coming up, where I talk about that version because I love it.
All right, nice, excellent. Well, lots of good things happening on everyone's channel. Phoenix, I have an asset that I want to use whenever we get to this point in the show. You guys ever seen Never Been Kissed Before with Drew Barrymore?
Yes, I'm technically in it. Yes.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I am somewhere in the background of the carnival scene. I was there for the filming of it.
What?
I feel like we're learning so much.
Are we? I'm a background person.
A lore drop? Wow.
I love that movie.
I'm also in what's that Brendan Fraser and what's
The
her
Mummy?
British name? No. The devil girl there. She was the devil.
Oh,
You know
Bedazzled.
this. Bedazzled, yes.
Yeah,
I love
Elizabeth Hurley.
Bedazzled.
Elizabeth Hurley.
I am in that as well as the Hulk. The original one, the terrible one.
Wow, we got ourselves a movie star here. Well, Phoenix, I have a
Yep,
question.
I'll sign autographs later.
I have a question for you. And by the way, Vera, Lady Decade, if you'd like to bounce, you can. But we are about to find the winner of our NES versus Game Boy Showdown. But Phoenix.
May I have 5 minutes on the clock, please?
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you. There's my asset that I'm going to find and put into the show. Phoenix, I'm going to start reading these. Let's get an update from you before we start it. Let's see exactly where we're at right now.
284.12 for the NES, 247.97 for the original Game Boy.
Excellent. I see Nightcall says we should try to find Phoenix in these movies. All right. We'll see how this goes. All right. So you can see Game Boy is behind right now by about $40. We're going to see how this goes. And Vera, you want to stick?
Yeah, I'm good to stay.
All right. And Lady Decade, you want to stick or you got to roll out?
No, I'm fine for a few more minutes.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. All right, 5 minutes on the clock, Phoenix, starting right now. Taker came in and says, I was going to play 1348 Ex Voto until I learned that the main character is not Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, and now I've lost all interest. There you go, Taker. Thank you. We have this from Arcas, says, this should have been the NES versus Sega Master System, two console generation consoles. That said, the NES. There's 20
It would have been a blowout.
NES. Video Gamer for 250 says 2.5 for the Game Boy since I made 2+ posts about Bionic Commando Elite Forces recently. One about the game, one about the video modified to try to make it look like a...
The clock is not ticking.
Phoenix, get the clock going.
He tried to skew it.
There it is. Okay, now we go. We're going. Okay, there we go. It started now.
It's a bad button, sorry.
John says, is Blabs a huge Wario fan since he puts his games on all the time in video game history for Game Boy?
No.
Hippie Tree Hugger for 10 says, think this is for the Game Boy because I have a limited edition Ice Blue Game Boy Pocket. All right. Hippie Tree Hugger says, I also stopped playing Pokemon because I got all 150 in red and blue and only got a diploma while Japan got Mew. All right. And Hippie Tree Hugger with 5 more says, all these for Game Boy. That's another 10, then a 5. Got red and blue for my birthday. Unlike Game Gear,
That's 25.
25 total. Wasn't tethered to my wall because of battery life. Bentley Guy for 10 says, Blabs plays the musical Sperm quite well. I'm impressed.
you.
Here's to the Game Boy. 10 for the Game Boy right there. Game Hunter came in with 10, says, I still have to go for the 1348X Edgar Cut and Marathon Platinum. Can't wait for Horizon Hunters Gathering Concord 4.0 because it looks so bad. And compared to Doomsday, it's money for the Game Boy. That's 10 for the Game Boy right there. Snapple Rai says, as a VOD watcher, I'm glad to catch you guys live for once. Put me down for the Game Boy since I mostly played my Pokemon Blue copy on it back then. Also, Mega Man Game Boy games were awesome too. All right, Phoenix, I need an update right now because I feel like we're very close. We have 1 minute and 28 seconds left. Oh,
309.12 for the NES, 305.47 for the original Game Boy.
Daniel came in with 2, says it would have been a blowout for the Sega Master System. Tin Lee came in, says, I know it may be wrong, but I just ordered a GBA SP and the NES skin for some repro cart for me. 3 Fire Emblems and all Zelda for the Game Boy. 5 for the NES. 5 more. We have 5 more for the NES for Dr. T is King right here. Wow, this is extremely close. 3 minutes left here. My, oh my. This is right now the NES with about a $14 lead right now. This is very, very close. I can see the anticipation on your face there, Lady Decade. It is it's mounting right now.
Come on, Game Boy.
10 for the Game Boy from Night Call right here. Right there. Excellent. Right there. Excellent. And hey, while we did hit a Montez goal, I'm going to let this play. This is about a minute long because, hey, I want to go.
You want me to pause?
No. You let this roll. You let it roll. Well, let's go to the great reset on it right now. We have 2 minutes, 40 seconds in. We got about 2:20 left.
Bitch!
Stupid old man. You don't get to rush this.
You're alive! And all of the zombies are defeated! And I'm not gay anymore!
Montez saved us all, kiddo!
Video games won't be lame anymore! And I like girls now! I love girls!
My tits are huge again!
Maybe we're the racists! Barbs are for fucktards.
Congratulations. 90 seconds left. $20 for the Game Boy from St. D. $50 for the Game Boy from Hippie Tree Hugger. Yeah. Here's another Game Boy for all the good times. $5 for the Game Boy right there. Neoff Strife with 20 for the Game Boy. Phoenix,
What'd
final
I tell
minute.
you?
Pull it up. What do we got?
We got $319.12 for the NES and $430 for 47 cents for the Game Boy. Just as I predicted.
Time is ticking down. Wow, this is insane. The chat is very, very back and forth on this. We will see what happens here in the next 40 seconds. My God. Get it in now in case there's a delay right here. Oh my God! There's no rigging. That's why we give you the time. That's why we had the ballot bump last night. We're not doing that again. Right there. 25 seconds left. Hippie Tree Hugger. We have Andrew need to go on the wall and GME right here. This could be an upset as we finish. We will see what happens. My goodness, 15 seconds left. The delay is, I feel like someone's going to come and drop a bomb. Ken for 10. There's 10 for the Game Boy right there from Ken. Excellent. Blabs, any last second?
That's it.
Bingo, there it is.
Ding,
the winner.
ding, ding.
The final winner today is the Game Boy. Master P right there came in. Thank you very much for that to finish us up. The winner of today's matchup of the greatest console ever in a shocking upset between the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Game Boy is the Game Boy. To honor the Game Boy and accept on behalf of the Game Boy is Lady Decade to give a winning victory speech.
You have chosen well. I'm glad that all of you have been generous enough to choose the correct winner of this matchup. I wave my flag for you. I'm very happy. I'm very, very, very pleased. My favourite one out of those two won. I would give you all a great big kiss, and my frolicking avatar has massive boobs, which you can all enjoy.
Speaking of, where are we at right there? Where did it go, Blabs? Right there. There she is with her big old fake massive boobs right there.
They're fab.
Congratulations.
They're fab. I'll sit like this now.
Okay.
You don't work, does it? I'm completely covered today.
All right, excellent. Well, the Game Boy does advance. Let's get a quick look at the bracket real quick, Phoenix, before we say goodbye. So the Game Boy will advance and move on to face somebody in the second round, or some console in the second round right now. Next matchup, we'll be making our way to the other side of the bracket, which is totally clear over there. It will surely be a massive. Yeah, this is going to be very, very intense right here. You can see that's blank. We will let you guys know exactly what it is when we come back on Monday. But would you like to know one of the two consoles which will be competing on Monday in our greatest console ever tournament?
Howdy.
One of the two consoles competing on Monday will be the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
So we will see which it'll be taking on Monday in our greatest console ever tournament. But the Game Boy does advance. Not the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy does advance. As we do know that the GBA already did advance. So just a quick recap. The Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy have both moved on in this on different sides of the bracket. This is interesting. Very interesting. We'll see how this plays out. All right, Vera, thank you very much for joining us today. Lady Decade, thank you so much for joining us as well. Appreciate y'all very much so. Blabs, we'll be back on Monday at 11 a.m. Central Time when we are joined by
Lunduke Journal. And probably some N-words.
Wait, they're going to be on the show, or he's going to say them?
Guess you'll have to find out.
Yeah.
I can't tell with you, racist. He's like, yeah, it's going to be him and a couple of brothers.
Oh, my God. All right, time to roll out. You guys, we'll see you later. Get outside, touch some grass this weekend. We'll see you on Monday when we're back at 11 a.m. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you Monday. Bye-bye.
Fatality.